Toy Daddies. Welcome to the Toy Pick Community Top 10, brought to you by the Toy Daddies.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the TPC Top 10. It is Wednesday, and we are really excited to be here today. With me, as always, I got Yimbo Reviews Everything. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, wonderful. Are you kidding me? This is so great.
I can never do the tickle to you because it's not, because there's that space.
It seems inappropriate if you do the tickle. I'm just saying, if you refer to it as tickle, you telegraph down.
Yeah, we have a
some of our audience.
I was trying to keep the tickles out. We have a guest.
No. I'm going the other way. I forgot to mirror my camera.
Guest here doesn't mean we can't.
I was going to say, you guys are very
him on the
I
tickle
feel a little bit left out. This is not quite fair. I put my keys in the middle and nothing's happening. Come on.
We got no chewing. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man?
And we have a special guest tonight, and we're very, very, very excited. Mr. Stevie, Hasbro himself. Very excited to see you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. I really appreciate it. I know we run into each other seemingly every time there's a convention, and we always kind of chat, and you do stupid little videos about me. But it's nice to finally come on. I admit I had to do a little bit of research about how many accounts you've got and how many YouTube channels you are, because you're collectively the Toy Daddies, and you're all individual. I was like, man, they make this complicated.
We're a little all over the place, a little bit.
Yeah, we're involved. That's great. But thank you for being involved. This is brilliant. Yeah. I'm looking forward to chatting.
Well, it's great. Honestly, this is going to be a lot of fun tonight. We're going to just hang out. We're going to talk some toys. We're going to talk about you. We're going to talk about the TPC Top 10. And as always, we're going to include all of the people in the chat. People in the chat, please chime in, check us out, ask questions. And as we say every single show, the chat is the best thing about this. Like, the chat makes us laugh the hardest. The chat asks us funny questions. And please, there are going to be a lot of questions. You have a lot of questions for Mr. Steve. Put them in the chat. We'll star them and we'll make sure we'll get to them.
I'm trying to join the chat. I realize that I have to sign in to join it. I can't remember my friggin' password. Anyway, I can just talk to them. So, hi, Wade. What's up? There you go. That's my device. It's live television, ladies and gentlemen. Steve doesn't know what the hell he's doing. All right. Carry on.
So, guys, chime in. I don't even know where to start. Should we? Do we just go right into it, or what?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have had the good fortune of getting to talk to you before, Steve, at different points. But our most recent, in person, was at ChrisCon. I didn't get to. I saw you. I was looking at you lovingly from a distance because I was manning our booth for the whole con. I was really trying to get that going. But my boys were doing an amazing job going around doing their interviews, and I'm still waiting too for the Laser Man video that they
I am lazy
because I really wanted to.
That was a good gag. I think Sunti gave it away.
It was hard to keep my face straight on. I mean, look at the beautiful.
I was like, yeah, it's crap. Yeah, it's great. I love it.
Look at that. Is that cell shading?
Yes, unintentionally.
It's like you shake it in with your feet.
So I guess the chances of Laser Man being picked up
are high. Yes,
really high. What was the connection with Laser Man and milk? Was there milk? Was it
okay. I mean, hey, we're getting into it now. I thought we'd wait 2 hours, but okay.
Everyone going.
So I'm just, Laser Man was born. He's the son of a very wealthy CEO of a dairy farm.
It was dairy,
and he was milking his best friend, the cow.
Okay,
and the cow. There was some sort of big explosion, and the cow accidentally kicked him in the chest, and he needed an immediate heart transplant. But the closest hospital was it was a very far away, so they had to go into the barn, and the doctor had to come to the farm. It's very specific. And then and so incongruently, there's a secret fortress building this Laser Man technology, and they're trying. Okay, there's origin story. Big origin story. Mr. Stevie, after ChrisCon, I had a day where it was just myself. The kids were away, the wife was working, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna punch out a Laser Man origin script. So I have like actually 5 or 6 pages of the true origin of Laser Man. So maybe we'll invite you on when we get to
we
read.
should act it out. We should do a table read of Laser Man, the origins.
That's been the plan. So if you like a role,
oh my God, I'm so sorry. Everybody
You
who's
could be
joined
the
us,
scientist.
I'm really sorry. I
The
started
scientist
that question.
character.
yeah.
Yes, Mr. Oh wait, the scientist is a woman.
You saying Steve
Hey,
doesn't have range?
I can gender swap that way. It's all right.
He could be. You could, yes.
Or wasn't there was one of the characters a wrestler? Seth Rollins, Dr. Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he was like in. Well, I mean, that would be
But you
really funny.
have thought about it, haven't you?
Yes, there's. Yeah.
There's lore.
He was the scientist love interest that gets killed, but
As
he
you see in
could
the
be
chat,
General Storm.
people are invested.
People are invested.
People are invested.
Based on the true story.
It's one of our
I
favorite
hope it
running
is true,
gags.
because I would have jumped off a cliff by this time. Anyway, Chris,
But
it was a
thank
fun
you.
day. It was
No,
a good
seriously, thank you so much for like just amusing us, and you
I
were
feel
such
like-
a great sport. And like you said, we see you like at least once a year or whatever, and you're always so personable. And I just like, honestly, like you're just so nice, and I think that's what really why people kind of gravitate to you and your social media, because actually there are similarities to you and Yimbo. I'll have to say, just the
He's got better teeth than me.
positivity, big personality, and why
I had braces.
and what?
I said I had braces and lost my retainer.
Yeah.
That's the
I
whole
mean,
thing.
I have wooden
Come on
teeth.
now.
I have wooden teeth and
I didn't say anything with a
teeth.
smile. I just said
No,
like
wonderful. Stop it.
That's very kind. It's very kind. Listen, I enjoy it. So, like, how can you be I can't be an ass if I don't enjoy what I do. So, it's good fun. But thank you. I appreciate it.
I hear this is gonna, if you don't mind, this is gonna jump into the question, like right before we went live. But so congratulations again. You are about to right. Like, when is the actual 25th and 25 years of Hasbro?
God.
Yeah,
June the 1st.
there we go. All right.
June
So
the 1st.
congratulations, first of all, on that is just a massive accomplishment. Just in terms of any working anywhere, just like that. Just that's amazing.
Working.
Well, yeah. Well done. Well done. And so again, Chris brought up the social media, and that was something that I thought about, where it's like, wow, like, you've been doing this for, like 25 years. And over the course of your career, you've now seen with the internet and then social media. And now for you, like, you have a social media presence. Like, you have been a toy icon in our, circles for since I've been discovering you the last 4 or 5 years, whatever it is, like, so
Yeah.
how has that changed? Whether it's just your enjoyment of what you do in general, is it just an enhancement? Is it just how do you look at your socials? Like, especially, when I think of like your Instagrams and the reels and things that you make.
Yeah, well, it's I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a really important part of my life, which sounds very pompous and kind of like dreamy. But I go and work and help create toys from 8 till 5. And I come home, I probably grab a cup of tea, and then I go and kind of create my own little toys over there. Or I talk about toys, or I watch you guys go on about toys, and then I go to bed at like 10. So it really does encompass my whole life, and it has done for. There you go. Thank you very much. And it has done for more than 25 years. I've been collecting. I kind of started when I was about 16. So Jesus Christ, nearly 35 years. So I've been collecting 35 years, and I got into collecting because I discovered a community. So I was a big Star Wars kid as a young kid. I had them all up until the age of about 12, which is embarrassing by today's standards to still have toys when you were 12.
I did.
And then I kind of went away, and then I came back, and I was at a car boot sale, which is like flea market, American equivalent flea market, or British equivalent. And I saw these Star Wars figures, and I was with my friend Simon, my best mate, and we were like, "Oh, do you remember those?" And we had them when we were kids. He said, "Yeah, they were wicked." I said, "Let's buy some." And they were like 10p, nothing, like nothing. And I don't remember how it happened, but I found Steve Sonsweet's book From Screen to what is it? From concept to screen to collectible. It's over there. It's this one. I'm going to do a lot of this. I'll just jump up and run around. Where is it? This book here. Someone had this book a little while later when I was older, and I was like, oh, it's like a thing. It's a thing. And then someone knew a guy called David, who was related to Laserman. He lived out on the farm. And he said, oh, Dave has got a load of Star Wars stuff. You should go and see him. So I found out really slowly over the course of like 8 months or so that there was a community, that people did this and bought and sold. So then I started understanding, okay, so this is a thing. It's a culture. And I started buying and selling. And I set up my own little kind of mail order company that I ran through university when I was at college. And so that was my social media. But social media then was, I advertised in a magazine. They found my advert. They called me up on a landline and said, oh, I want a Luke Skywalker farm boy with yellow hair. Have you got one? And I went, hang on a minute. And I went to my thing and looked. I came back. I went, yeah, I have got one. And he said, what condition is it in? And I went, yeah, it's really good condition. Like, okay, how much is it? £4. Oh, I'll send. Okay, I'd like it. All right, I'll put it aside. I'll give you 2 weeks to send me the check. He sent me the check. I cashed the check. Then I sent it back. This whole process took like a month and a half just to get.
Right.
And so, but I was excited by it, and I was happy in the fact that there were other people around the country doing the same thing. So anyway, this then evolves, and obviously the internet came, and chat rooms, and it's got a bit quicker. Not that quick. I actually remember when I started at Hasbro in '99. I remember downloading episode 1 trailer, which actually that's 25 years. That trailer, I think it's November 2nd or 3rd. It was released.
Oh my god!
It took me 4 hours to download it.
Oh my god!
It was like 240 by like one something.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. So skip forward to like today's generation, and everything is just so instant now. I can connect with people. I got friends in Norway that collect Smurfs. I got you guys. I've got people in Australia who works for the Australia. You just connect with people so quickly, and you network. But then there's this whole kind of community, and it just gets so much inspiration. Like I just spend hours just looking at what people are doing, and looking how they're using our products, how they're using other people's products. Toy photography is a huge thing. I mean, I'm proud to say that we were a pretty strong proponent of toy photography when I was on Star Wars, and with like Jason Yang and Nose Rain, all those kind of people that were doing that.
Yeah.
And it's just so quick and instant, and it has its downsides. You know, it's quite all encompassing, and not everyone's friendly. But vast majority of people are, and things where like if I'm trying to raise money for Save the Children or something like that, like the barge, I raffled off the barge, $6,000.
That's amazing.
It's mental.
Yeah.
And people, help people. Unfortunately, we lose some people, and people help their families and stuff. So anyway, it's a very long-winded way to say that social media, on the whole, for me, is vital and important, and really helps bring this community alive and extends it to new generations as well. It's just a great medium. I'll shut up.
No, fantastic. I loved hearing all of that.
yeah, but no, it's really important, and it can really help people's lives and careers. I've seen toy photography go from a hobby into an art form, and now into getting there in terms of a career. Like, people are earning money from it. Not a lot, but it's up and coming. I think it'll continue to grow.
Oh yeah. Well, that's always been my message here, that at the Toy Pick community, we always say that we are Banksy. Like, we are still underground art. We had a friend of ours, Lago Figs, part of the Toy Migos. He had compared it to graffiti. Just to being an underground art form, an underground movement that did eventually blow up. So, that's where I always like to think we're still in that, as more and more adults go, why did I stop playing with these things? Because I was supposed to. Like, who told me I was supposed to not enjoy these things?
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. And that's a millennia old thing. Like, we were told, put away childish things. And grow up, and it's like, and especially now, today's world, where it's pretty grotty. Everything's expensive. There are wars. There's disease. It's like no one plays enough, and it's a known fact that kids are growing up quicker. Like they're putting down their toys and going on to do other things. So I'm very interested in the psychology behind that, and I'm doing something that, not at work, but kind of with work, about a lifelong love of toys and a lifelong love of play, and what that means. Because how do we help people play more and play longer? Because it is very therapeutic, I think. Anyway, it brings joy.
Oh my God. I mean, even just sitting in the room, I have 4-year-old twins, and just hearing them play, and like when my son's making the psh and the Pokemon sounds and the explosions, like I just like sitting and listening to them, and just, their imaginative play. And it's, again, it puts me back to, oh, that must have been what I looked like when I was having Superman and Batman swing around, like, so I'm totally with you. I think toys, especially for developing an imagination just in a person for a lifelong, an eternity, a lifetime. It's so important.
Yeah, but I'd like to just tell you that our kids are cooler than us. Our nonsense and noises when we were children, very embarrassing. But these kids, way cooler.
Yeah. No, they pull it off a little bit better.
My kids are too old now. I should kind of practice what I preach. They're sort of like, don't like to play and things like that. I got a 20-year-old and 2 16. I got twins. Girls, they're 16. So
we got the twin dad. That's a special connection.
Toy Daddies and the Toy Daddies.
Yeah, there you go.
Make another account. Hey, wow.
Well, I mean, just like going back to the play, there is a curriculum that I know in kindergarten they're trying to push up, which is like focused on free play. And what it really teaches is, problem solving, the ability to plan. So play is important. Play is super important in developing all of these kind of important problem solving skills that you need as an adult. And it's sad that, kids are putting them away so early because of electronics and whatnot. But we can certainly just, I feel like at least our kids we push the toys in their faces a lot, so they'll play with them a little bit longer than their peers. But I love opening toys with my kids. They love it too. I do see them not playing with them as much as I would want them to, but at least they know, like, all right, this is cool. Like, Dad, this is soft goods. This is like, they know the intricacies.
Definitely your kid when they say this is soft goods. This is a bendy wire.
They argue. They're like, it should be soft goods. No, it should be plastic. It should be PVC. Well, you can't get the proper thread weight on.
It's like, this is a wonderful dinner topic.
Well, Stevie, I wanted to let you know that, so I don't talk about this specific social stuff, but I do tell my students. I teach 7th and 8th grade, and I do photography. And I've talked the last few years since I've been a toy photographer. I talk about all the different things, and I said, and one of those is toys. So I said I take pictures of action figures and I show them my stuff, the photos. They get super into it. Now, not every single kid, but the ones that it really speaks to. It all of a sudden, the light bulb that I experienced at 39, 40 of oh wait, I can play with toys again. I saw in 7th graders, and it's amazing. So it is a thing that as people learn about toy photography, again, it's just the enhancement, and it does extend the life of being able to play with, again, these toys, going from the swooshing sounds to, again, just shifting your imagination around. But just so you know, it's a thing.
It's odd because it's quite a quick. I don't know how to describe it properly. It's quite a quick art form in the sense of it's quite quick. It's cinematic.
Yes,
and it's narrative. Yeah, very definitely narrative. And some of the toy photographers do beautiful stuff with posing and composition. But I equally find that the toy photographers that may not have the aesthetic standard that they have, but have this narrative that have that's an interesting thing they've done there. And I think it's quite a quick way to do narrative in cinema. So if you're into movies and you're into storytelling and all that kind of stuff, I think toy photography is a really great way to scratch that itch without having to painstakingly animate for 5 years or get actors and things, because you get recognizable people or characters, and it's cinematic. So
Yeah,
Or
it's a
drawing.
sense of like instant
Yeah, and
gratification.
drawing, yeah.
Yeah.
You can take a
Yeah.
photo in like 5 minutes and be like, oh,
Yeah. And
I
I
did
can't
it.
draw. I can't draw. So you're right. Like I'll take a picture of one of my things, and it's not that great, but it's like, well, it's better than I could draw it.
Yeah.
And it's telling some kind of story. So
And I've always wanted to be a comic illustrator. Like I just, and I don't want to say, I think that human beings we're all amazing as creatures. And I think that if we do put our minds to things, we can accomplish anything. So I don't want to start out by being like, I can't draw, but Mr. Stevie, I can't draw. I never put the time in.
Yeah.
There's
And
still
I always
time, Ian, though.
wanted.
Come on, buddy. You
I always
pick up the
wanted.
paper.
Well, to be able to like bring out these ideas and again storylines and images and everything, and that's where this lended itself so perfectly to that. It's a life changer. I love it.
Yeah, agreed. Mr. Stevie, you had talked about starting your collection with Star Wars and everything like that, and you definitely have a big and wide selection. Wade Creates asks, what is your favorite toy of all time?
Ooh.
Wade.
That's
Create.
going right at it.
It genuinely changes. I would say it ranges from, and I don't have it on display. I actually have it in the other room because it's too big.
You have another room?
Oh no, it's just a dump room.
Oh.
Like, my kids used to play with it. So Fisher Price, Little People. They used to do a Little People village that used to fold out with a bridge, and it's huge. And as a 3-year-old, if you fold that out and get on the carpet, which all 3-year-olds do, it's like a whole town. And it had like a little mail cart that used to post the letters through the letterbox, had a cinema, a firehouse, and all this kind of stuff. I think that is one of the greatest play sets ever made. I would put the Millennium Falcon, the Mark Boudreau's Kenner Millennium Falcon, and AT-AT together as a play set vehicle, or play ship, I like to call them, play ships. And I would also say Starbird, that MB Starbird there. You're aware of Starbird, I hope? Yes? No?
No.
I love this, by the way, that you can just run and grab anything. You're gonna.
This came out same time as Star Wars. Everyone was like, "Hey, Star Wars is popular. Let's make space things." And this is MB Games. Right? It was owned by Hasbro. Parker Brothers made games most of the time, and very simple. It has a accelerometer in it, or it's actually a jiggle switch. It's a little ball connector. It's probably going to be really loud. So when you tip it up, and then it has a really annoying. Used to annoy the hell out of my mum. And you can take things apart and put things together. It's almost like a sort of Transformer-ish kind of Star Wars thing. And as a kid, that was insane. And this was like, I think this was it was 78, so it's just after Star Wars. That's another good one as well. So, yeah, I think Starbird, Millennium Falcon, AT-AT, and Fisher Price, Little People Village. Best toys ever made. Until I come up with new ones next week.
I like the idea of all four of those things being played at the same time. Like the Empire has now struck the Little People's village, and the Millennium Falcons come down to save the day.
And only Laser Man can save the day.
Oh my god, you don't understand how happy I am right now hearing you say Laser Man.
So Chris, one thing that I wrote down is that we need a character in the Laserverse. Their name is David, and all that they do is they own a toy shop in the town. That's
Okay.
it.
Oh,
David owns a toy shop. How come?
And now we're building out the off the farm.
How about can it be Stevie?
How about both? I did David because it was part of Steve's story that his friend.
I don't want to be part of your universe. It sounds weird.
It's colorful.
That sounds weird.
And one thing I wanted to share, because you were talking about like kids and like even like telling 8th graders about toy photography and getting them excited. One of the happiest surprise moments of this year in this, this nonsense behind me. I mean, nothing compared to Steve. Your background's awesome, but I had my daughter's friends over for a movie night, and my daughter brought them down into my office to just show them my toys. I'm just like, there was a moment I'm like, oh, that's really cute. And then I'm also like, oh no, what are they doing with my toys? And then they come up, you know, for one thing, they were excited about it and thought it was wonderful and like really into it. But then they also took the Ghostbuster HasLab Ghost Pack and like Proton wand and like brought it upstairs and started playing Ghostbusters upstairs. I'm like, that's amazing.
There you go.
Because, I don't know, 8-year-old girls, I don't know if they care about any of this or, you know, at that point where they think it's stupid.
That's a cool toy too.
Oh yeah. They were running around with it. I'm just like, ooh, be careful.
Okay. Have fun. I totally like on another part when my kids' friends come over, I automatically like the first thing I do is like, all right, everyone come in here. This is like the awesome room. I know all of you are big fans of toys. Just don't touch anything. But I like say it playfully. However, they never want to touch anything. I'm like,
treat it like a museum. So Mr. Stevie, when you were on Between Two Sentinels with our friends Machu Toy and Jay Shot a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about living in your neighborhood and being, you know, you have a couple your neighborhood bros and you're all the fun guys, right? The fun dads. So since we're talking about like, have you had like, you know, do you have your neighborhood your friends are aware of the toy room? Because that's always like a big moment for me where it's like, well, okay, here we go.
Yeah, I think so. So to recap very briefly, I live in a white picket fence Americana place. Moved over here, so I had to go and come and live in the sort of Stepford Wives kind of place. And everyone just sells insurance or are financial directors. No offense if you're a finance director. I'm sure you do a fabulous job, but it's pretty dull. And so we're three of us. I'm the toy guy. I have a guy who is quite high up in Sam Adams, so he's the beer guy. And then I have the other guy's an FBI agent.
Right.
So we are like interesting. The beer guy loves it down here. He's a real nerd as well. The FBI guy just like doesn't want anything to do with it. He's just like, I'm not going down there. And I'm like, what? I'm not gonna like molest you or anything. It's a toy room. And he's like, no, fine. He's quite dry, but he's very handy to know if you're ever in trouble. But yeah, we actually I'm going to the beer guys relatively soon. He's built his own bar in his room, so it's wicked. Like, I'd rather go and hang out at his house. To be fair, he's got his own bar. But the toy room's reasonably well known. My girls bring their friends down here, and if they have believe it or not, if they have like a little sleepover or like a little party or gathering, because this is the basement, but it's like a massive 15-foot high ceiling because I'm on a slope. My house is on a slope. So it's a reasonable space. So they come in and the lights go funny, but don't you touch those toys?
Right.
I'm not interested. They don't care. They really don't care.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, my dad, they go, why is your dad got all these toys? He goes, oh, he works at a toy store. Oh, okay.
He works at a toy
Yeah. So
love that.
There was a time of about 3 years, I think, when it was cool that Daddy worked at the toy factory. That's what they called it, the toy factory, when they were about 5, 6, 7, then not interested.
Right.
Yeah.
My kids don't even know what I do. I asked my son the other day because he had to like fill out stuff for school. Like, what do you think I do for work? He's like, collect toys. I'm like, no, that's what I do because I work. So it was really funny that I don't think either kid could describe what I do for a living.
No.
Well, Mr. Stevie, Make It Move Media says, what's the coolest thing you've seen someone do with action figures? You don't have to say Laser Man.
Oh, don't worry.
Well, have you seen Make It Move stuff, by the way? Because that's a very cool account.
Oh, he's
animating that. It is a very cool account.
What you do is pretty cool. I know. No, it is very cool. The coolest thing. Oh my god. What did I see the other week? Someone was doing dead air. I don't know. It'll come to me. I saw someone doing something really unusual. They were mixing Stuff
Did you
to-
see a part of the Toy Fan Talent?
No, I can't remember. This is a great question and a terrible answer.
No, it will come back to you. It'll come back.
Animating
True.
stuff's good. Stop animation stuff. Some of the stop animation stuff is insane that people do. I think that's pretty cool. Toy photography. I like all the customs. I like where people sort of customize their own stuff and make up their own characters and mash up things. I enjoy that. Like if people are mashing up. I can't remember the guy's name. He did something recently where he's like redoing Turtles as other brands and stuff like that. I thought that's pretty cool. Anything that breaks the rules really or it seems unexpected is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, make it move. I can't remember his guy's name. I'm sorry. But yeah, your stuff's pretty wicked too. I will give you that.
By the way, we have a quick little question from I'm sure it's not Angel, maybe on Hell.
I think it's on Hell.
On Hell,
the accent on the A.
Yeah. What is your guys? So Mr. Steve, what's your
This is
favorite
a question
snack?
for question for everyone.
Of course, everyone.
Like you won't know. I am. So in case you haven't realised, I'm English. I'm British. So there's a spread in England called Marmite.
Oh yeah,
and it is a brown sticky yeast extract that is really salty. Sounds disgusting, and it's probably one of the best marketing campaigns ever done. And they basically, the owners of Marmite realized that some people love it and some people hate it. And they ran parallel advertising campaigns for if you loved it and if you hated it. They did anti-Marmite campaign. They spent millions of pounds on it. And so this Marmite, I grew up on Marmite. You spread it on your toast with butter. Beautiful. They do a snack called Twiglets, which are small little like sticks, little kind of corn snacks that are coated in Marmite. I'm salivating actually. And that is my favorite snack. And you can buy it here, but it's like $6 a bag. Where in England it's like 30p. But that is by far the number one snack. And if I ever committed mass murder and was on death row, my last meal would be Marmite and toast.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
Okay.
Is that something that you regularly stock in your house or
no? I wait. You can't. There's an Irish grocery store about 20 minutes up the road, but it's expensive. So when my mum or my father-in-law or my friends come over,
they'll bring it.
There you go.
Bring your Twiglets.
Nice.
Bring that. Yeah.
So
if you ever want to get on my
have you ever
good
tried?
side, buy me Twiglets.
Yimbo, Chris, have you ever tried Marmite before?
No,
I have long ago. I can't tell you I can't remember what it was like. But
I always described it as soy sauce jam.
Oh, okay.
That's actually pretty good. Yeah, actually soy sauce jam. I reckon Chris did have it. It was the night before he invented Laserman. His mind went completely haywire.
You know what?
This is issue 3 of Laserman. He had Marmite, went crazy.
Marmite sounds like
Butter
a
or jam on a scone.
Let's put that in.
I'm just reading. What's it? Both.
Yeah, both.
I have this like notes page on Laserman in my phone, and every time we're on the TPC, there's always something new I have to put in there.
Okay.
Marmite is it?
Delete.
My friend Cody, Too Much New Toy says, isn't it really salty? So people just put too much on. Is that where the
that you got to be careful. You got to be careful here. You too much, you ruin it. You want just toast, warm, butter, lots of it, and then Marmite so it marbles itself. So you can get like an equal amount of Marmite and butter.
Well, to your credit, Stevie, your passion for this makes me really want to try it.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that.
I have to track this down. This sounds yummy.
There is a store down the street from me that sells like English like candies and different snacks. So I wonder if they have it.
Sweets. They're not candies. Sweets.
They're right next to the Snickers bars.
Yeah.
Are you, Chris? Are you adding these extra comments into your notes because Marmite sounds like Laserman?
When you spell Marmite, it has to be MIGHT for Marmite. Just trademark.
I see. Yeah. Okay. You got it.
Say it again.
Just like mighty.
Yeah.
Marmite. Yeah.
Got it. Marmite.
Spell it. Marmite. Get sued.
Or we give it Marmitey. Marmitey, the supervillain. Laserman's arch nemesis from the planet Salt.
Or Marmite. I'm
cracking up with Josh Brown. Just
or both.
Soy sauce jam.
Should be the phrase to get someone to try it.
I've got a lovely bit of soy sauce jam.
Yeah,
come around the corner. Come down into my basement. I'll show you my soy sauce jam.
Cal the Collector asks, "What is your top?"
This
3
changes as
action
well. It's like Star Wars. Ken of Star Wars, number 1, bar none. What's next? Oh my god. Smurfs.
Oh,
okay.
Smurfs. Well, that was in terms of breadth of line. That's freaking huge in like late 70s. Incredible. And then I've got to turn around because I have to sort of. Then I'm sort of Indiana Jones, but then I'm also Tron was really cool, but really short. But I can't deny I was too old for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that line was probably one of the best designed lines. So I'm going to say that. And I don't have any. I have no turtle stuff.
Wow.
At all.
Really?
I had the comics and things.
Yeah.
And I loved the movie. I had that movie on pirate cassette and everything. And all I was saying was, the clock's ticking, dude. No anchovy. So it was like, that was my American impression.
That's good.
Turtles.
You make an excellent book about those Ninja Turtle toys. Actually, I'll grab it. But the book is fascinating because it goes through all the years. It doesn't show you all the toys, but it goes through the process of like, this is the year that they did like Ninja Turtle NBA players. This is the year that they did.
They were so brave.
Transformers.
I think they were so brave. I think that's what it was. I think it was just like ooze. We got medieval knights. They just did anything.
Play sets, vehicles, everything.
Yeah, it was good. I shouldn't say that now because they're our competitor, but you know what I mean. It's just like can't deny it.
But Turtles, they license out their properties to everyone.
Star Wars Smurfs and Turtles.
Those are good ones.
That's the answer.
You mentioned again the variety of things that you do collect and the stuff that's back there. One of the things that I know I've been a fan of is whenever you showcase a new collectible. Like I know, like we're obviously all into the toys, and we know your toy collection is extensive. But like when you bust out, the thing that's jumping to mind that I didn't know about was that like graphic novel of the Reeves Superman and Keaton Batman. Like you just recently showed that off. Then you had, I remember there was another one from a while back where you found a Reeves Superman movie. It wasn't a record, was it? No, it was a poster set or play set in card.
Oh yeah. It was
fascinating. But so I just wanted to see if there's anything that you've gotten recently or that you in the collectible nature. Yeah,
this is like the driest collectible in the world. It is like, it looks god awful boring, but it's really interesting. You can make paper play sets of like when Jor-El sends Kal-El from Krypton and the planet with the I have to do this backwards with the helicopter.
I had to hold my breath when you were opening it on the reel. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna do it.
It's insane.
So they give you the templates and everything to make them, or they show you?
It is literally like plans that you cut out and stick together.
Oh my gosh!
All those things. You have to be like a craftsman to actually make them. Because they look so complicated.
Well, I feel like now, like having that, even just with, oh god, you can just hand it to a diorama maker and they could just run wild with some foam board, right?
I mean, you've met Machi Toy. Just send it to him. Say like, hey, build this for me.
I don't know how to do this, Daddy. I don't know how to do this.
Right?
Like, I don't know how to do this either. This is really hard. Just weird stuff. I love that weird stuff like that. And there was not enough merchandise made for Superman the movie. That is a crime. That is a crime. That movie is one of the most important movies ever. Yeah. And there was this, a book, a lunchbox, a waste paper basket, and some cups. And I don't even count the 12-inch figure. That really wasn't from the movie. It was just the repackaged. But it's like insane.
Wow. It's so funny, especially in the landscape. Even at that point, I guess it was right before we really hit that point of toy, you know, like I think of like Mo 2 coming with like toys first and then all of this stuff. Like that was, it was right before maybe, right? And again, you seem to be more of a toy, definitely more of a toy historian than I am. So like, is that around that point when?
Yeah, when was Superman? That was
79. So
I think it was 78, and then Superman
78. Yeah,
got that right. Or was that 79?
I mean, was that right before Star Wars though? So like, because those figures were...
Well, what about the figures for Star Wars? Was that
76? No, 78. It was 78.
Superman was 78.
78.
Okay.
Not that I knew it. I went to
Superman 2
Google.
was 81, and Superman 3 was 83. There's no toys for Superman 2 either.
Yeah.
Like, no one did like General Zod figures and things. Like, well, who do I blame? It was, so let me think. Okay, so like everyone was Star Wars. So Kenner was into Star Wars. Mego was still around, but it was struggling a little bit, especially in the 80s. It went out of business, I think, 83.
Okay.
Kenner went on to Indiana Jones, which was 82. Their line came out late. So yeah, there probably wasn't enough. Kenner was just like, we're Star Wars. Don't need any more. No one else was really doing anything that I can think that was competitive. Mego they did Star Trek. That was me. Was that Mego?
Yeah.
They ignored Superman.
Did Star Wars, Superman 3 have a lot of merchandise?
Not that I remember. I had a poster. No toys. No one's done at the time of the movie that I know of, and people may tell me, no one did action figures for Superman, Superman 2, or Superman 3.
Do you think it was just Warner's taking their films too seriously? Because even Batman, they had toys, but it wasn't quite, you know.
Yeah.
I thought Batman had a lot of toys. I remember playing with a lot of Batman toys.
Yeah.
But it wasn't great. You know,
they swapped over, didn't they? So it was Kenner and then it was the other, not LJN. Was it LJN? I can't remember. I got to go back and research that now a little bit more. Because I always complain about Superman toys. Yeah, I got the Superman trading cards. Yeah, they had trading cards as well. Got those. But I need to go and find out why. We'll have a follow-up video about why there's no Superman toys. And
I like it.
Say that. And I show this a lot. But I do have a very rare Kenner Superman 3 3/4 inch action figure. Where you could send off for all that stuff there. You can see my ring very badly. Custom made. My friend Chris King. That's King
amazing.
He had that sculpted and does all the card backs. But like I look at that and I go, my God, I want that.
Just go back in time, right? Money was on the table. What were we guys doing?
Someone made that for you, or you?
Yeah, well, not for me. He makes them and sells them. This is like 3D sculpted and 3D printed, and then I had someone paint it, and he does the card backs. I'm a good friend with him. Actually, it was funny because I went back to England for my 50th birthday, and we just speak over Instagram. The beauty of social media, right? So we strike up like a kind of an Instagram friendship, and I said, "Hi, I'm coming over to England. Where are you?" And he goes, "I'm in Birmingham." I said, "Oh, that's like an hour and a half away from where I'm staying with my mum. Can I come around your house for dinner and sleep over?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Great." I said, "If it's a bit weird, you can chuck me out." But we stayed up like nearly all night just yakking about that, and he's got collections, and it was brilliant. But like,
that's so awesome.
Social media.
Yeah.
Mega had DC. Yes, they were doing they had DC and Marvel, didn't they? They had both of those pocket heroes. Yes, you're right, but it wasn't. It was classic. It wasn't Superman, the movie stuff. So you're right, Funhouse Design, and then obviously Mattel took Marvel, and Kenner took DC with the superpowers in '84. Yeah. So it was a weird time. There's a lot of things shifting and moving around. Yeah. So obviously, Superman the movie just kind of fell through the crack, which was a shame. I like that movie. In case you don't.
Yeah, no, same. It's kind of like one of the definitive core, superhero. I mean, that's it. It's like watching that for the first time.
Kicked the door down. It really kicked the door down. I mean, I remember watching it as a kid, and it's so funny how our tastes change. Our love for the movies remains, but like at the beginning when I was young, I was like, get through the Krypton bit and get through the farm bit. It's boring. Get on to where he's saving Lois on. And now I look back and like, oh, it's all about the farm. Yeah, it's all about that. I bawl my eyes out when he says goodbye to his mum.
all the quiet
Hill,
moments.
like,
Yeah.
where you're heading north, and it's just like, oh my god, I knew this day would come. We both.
Christopher Reeves. I mean, it's cliche to say, but he really was the most iconic, like superhero slash like, I mean, Superman there ever is and ever was. So
yeah, I hope and I shouldn't really talk too much about DC, but I will. The new like the new movie. I hope.
Oh yeah.
By James Gunn.
I hope James Gunn does. Mm-hmm. I hope it has a sense of optimism.
Yes.
I personally feel that the heroes that characters lacked a little bit of optimism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what Christopher Reeve brought to it. And I will say that's what Gal Gadot I felt brought to Wonder Woman. This sort of sense of naivety and optimism, which I actually really enjoy. I like the Boy Scouts. I like the Boy Scouts of heroes. Like I like Superman. I like Batman, but I like Superman.
Yeah.
I like Han Solo, but I like Luke.
Mm-hmm.
I like Wolverine, but I actually like Cyclops. So I always go for the Boy Scout.
Yeah.
We a couple. I know Chris and I tend to also agree, right? I mean, we know we already made the joke, but it's true that Chewie's more of our Jason Todd bad boy. So he likes the anti-heroes. But
well, I know Chewie likes I know you like Cyclops, right?
Yeah, I love Cyclops.
No, I know. I'm always no. It's they set. You know what it is when those characters they are ideals to strive for.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like sometimes people look at Superman and are just like, you know, again, the Boy Scout, they, you know, in that angry sense of, well, he's boring and he's Boy Scout and just trying to be good, to do good. But it's like, no, he's setting an ideal to work towards, and he recognizes that he's imperfect and he's trying. You know, like it's just, I just love that. I love
it's hard, right?
It's it's really Superman stories are just really hard. Like even just talking to my buddy Dan today about like between Superman and Batman. Like Batman, you need a murder, you need a little bit of mystery, and a Batman story can write itself. But Superman, you need to craft that optimism within everything that he's doing. Oh, it is tough.
It's hard. It's hard. And I think now is a perfect time to bring Superman back in a world that is very pessimistic, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it's a perfect time to bring it back. Same with like the X-Men. You know, I think now is a perfect time for X-Men, though everyone's divided and different. And it's just like talk about a microcosm of perfect audience for an X-Men story.
Yeah. I mean, that's, oh my God.
But I won't talk too much about the X-Men.
Yes.
One last
we can
thing.
talk about DC all we want.
One last thing about Superman. The new show, Superman and Lois, I think just encapsulates like kind of what we are in our lives right now as toy daddies. And I thought it was brilliant when it came out of like, Superman is a dad and he's still Superman. I do love Tyler Hoechling's like Superman. He's like perfect in that Superman. But just the fact that he's balancing like family life makes me feel like, wow, he
can't do it all. Even Superman can't
really
do it
relatable
all.
Superman. Really relatable.
Even Superman has issues with his in-laws.
You can't make people like him or respect him or do as he says.
Yeah. Yes.
But the kids are still going to be rebellious. Yeah.
Yes.
I came to that series quite late because I always think Superman should be clean shaven. That's just me. And I was like, I'm not going to watch that. I don't think it's going to be any good. And I watched it, and I take it all back. That's a cool show. It's a good show.
Yeah,
I listen to the soundtrack on my way to work sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And there's that earnestness of Tyler's performance as Superman that I think is missing from like say Henry Cavill's version or even
he's cool.
Brandon Routh's version. There wasn't that same like likable earnestness to both those interpretations.
Cool.
By the way, I saw Arson Fist comment as Chris is bringing stuff up. The villains and anti-heroes have more fun, and he's absolutely right. It's the same thing. Mr. Stevie, do you ever watch wrestling? I always like to ask people, like, not that I'm like actively watching now, but I love talking about pro wrestling. Do you ever watch any of that?
The only taste of wrestling is when Matt Cardona tells me off for wearing these t-shirts. I know about it. I've watched it a few times, but I'm not into it. Dwight, you speak to Dwight Paul. He loves it. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I know you're aware of John Cena, right?
Yeah.
Like so his whole career he's been the Boy Scout good guy, right? even in the face of when he's wanted to like do the heel turn, go bad, go dark, but he stayed that course. And again, with Superman and everything, even in the wrestling world, they always say like when you go heel, it's easier because you get to be cool. You get to be the cool bad guy because you can be a jerk and you get to say mean things and you can be selfish. You get to do all those things. Again, it takes a lot of selflessness and strength to go the Superman path.
That's so true.
And that's why it's easier to be a jerk.
Yes, it is.
It's that hard to be this good. Yeah.
But I like to like high five fellow people. I'm like, yeah, right, because it's true. Like, I mean, a heel would be fun. Trust me, I always joke too. Like the heel turn would be epic, the Yimbo heel turn, but it won't. It's never gonna happen.
Well, this is a great conversation, and I hate to like change trajectories, but I definitely want to make sure we talk about this Giant Man. He's no Superman, but he's definitely, you know, bigger in size. I cannot wait for this, and I really can't wait. I'm like, you know, we got like 5 days, everyone. Go back it if you want to.
5 days.
And I think it's like, because when this came out, I had to buy the Incredible Hulk like 20th anniversary, I bought what else? The Hawkeye. I wanted all of my Avengers. Yeah, I bought that one just because I know this would be perfect, just in a perfect display for this. So
I'm getting these out, Stevie, because I want the good karma. I want my completed Avengers next to me to will this into existence.
And I know, Yimbo, you saw it this weekend, and I'm like, those videos that you and Macho put up, like, it looked great. And I love the video that Mr. put up of the face plates, the swap.
Yeah. I appreciate you going out and helping spread the word, because these things work so much better when people can see them as well.
Yes.
You know, this is the sort of double-edged sword of what we do on the kind of HasLabs, and we're learning all the time about what works and what doesn't. You know, we don't have a physical actual toy to show. We have renders, which are good, and you can pose them out, but there's always a sense of like, well, they're not quite that's not the real thing. And then we have that one prototype, which is just 3D printed using the sculpts that we've got. And when you see that, you can actually see all the detail and the fabric and the kind of textures and stuff. So the ability to have it at Toy Fair was, I feel, really important, and have people like yourself kind of spreading the word. Because like, up until Toy Fair, they were like, some people were like, oh yeah, great. There were some people like, yeah, not for me. Or there's some people that were very like, I don't want that. Why does anyone want that? And then at Toy Fair, I noticed that a lot of people were like, oh God, if you actually see it, wow, that's huge. And look at the detail, and because he's quite plain, you know, we didn't design his outfit. He's a superhero. But I think Dwight and the team would put so much texture in all the folds and the leather and all this kind of stuff. So when you see it, it's different. But I wish there was a better way where we could show it to people. And I'm still trying to work out what that is. I don't know whether it's like a super HD camera, 4K kind of tour of it. I don't know. I don't know yet, but I got to work out a better way of.
Because I will say, again, with like, I was at Comic-Con, you know, like, so I got the 1 day in, and then seeing all 4 days of footage and pictures and just all the different displays as Dwight was changing things out. I mean, it hits, and that's even pictures and videos taken through fingerprint, you know, like glass. Like, but so I think you're right. I think any kind of like high definition, this stuff, because that's what with the HasLab, with the Charger last year, seeing it and seeing the paint and the texture and the weight, I was able to actually feel like I could lift it, you know, like it was so well designed to me that it was so hefty. Like it just looked like a solid vehicle. And with Giant Man, oh my God, like showing those sculpts, showing the little, you know, again, the threads, the stitching down the mask, like all of the little details that are packed in. However we can see that is.
We got to do a better job of working that out.
Well, I think a lot of, at least from New York Comic Con, there was a lot of hype in terms of great videos that showed just great angles of it, and especially the zombie faceplate, as who was it, Josh Brown had said that zombie faceplate is like, I really want that as well. And like going back to the texturing, that it looks amazing. It looks like a real costume, and if it the photos and videos that I saw, like this is gonna sound weird, but like I felt them. Like I felt the texturing through the video and the pictures that I saw. One question I had, just going back to the costume, you know how you said the costume is very plain. Like why that choice? Like there were so many different iterations that they wanted to go back to classic, or
Yeah, I think Dwight is the one that knows the ins and outs of the decisions behind that with Jesse Falcon at Marvel. But yeah, it was definitely a classic. You know, we looked at, do we do MCU? Do we do all the variants? And I'm not even going to claim to know all the different variants, different costumes and things, and even the different artists draw them differently. Like, oh, he's got black things. Well, no, it's blue, and it's over here, overlaps here, and everyone draws everything completely different. So making those decisions are really hard, and we'll never get everyone's favorite type. Like some people are, it should be blue.
Absolutely.
Never be able to make everybody happy.
No, it's impossible. It's truly impossible. But yeah, we wanted to. It was Avengers 60th this year, right? 63, yeah. And we were like, well, I think we can do another giant figure. You know, we spoke about various giant figures, and I wanted to make sure that we did what I call an easy buy. And it's like, if we do this, let's not make it complicated with loads of different tiers and things and all this kind of extra figures and stuff. I don't want to overburden it. I said, because like the last time we had Engine of Vengeance, which didn't fund, it was a certain amount of expense, and the Ghost is just coming, and we knew what was coming out. And we're like, I want to try something that is just $200, big figure, no lights and sounds, all that malarkey. Just HasLab is a testing ground. It is. It's like, let's try this. And if it doesn't work, it's okay. I know my bosses probably won't tell me that's okay, but it's like, that's the heart of HasLab. HasLab is to try these things that you would never really find at retail. No retail's going to stock that size box. It's going to stay on the shelf, and then it'll eventually move to clearance if no one gets it. And no one wins with clearance in terms of making more stuff of that kind of caliber. So HasLab is a way of reducing risk and making things for people if they want it. And if they don't want it, it's fine. It's okay. You don't have to back it. Yeah. But we wanted to make this one quite an easy one to sort of get. And I know we can still do better. I'd still like payment plans. I'd still like all this kind of stuff for HasLabs. And, you know, it's still relatively young. So, you know, we're always looking at new ways of doing things. But if enough people like Giant Man, fantastic. I will say this. If it funds, and I hope it will, I have my own feelings about where it will go and how many we'll get. But, like, that's a low-run figure. Like, that hits over 10 and if we go to 12 or 14, it's still like that's a low run figure. That's pretty well. We did 9,000 of the barge, and that goes for like crazy money. So I'm not trying to say, hey, scalp everybody, but it's just like, I don't know, it's something special. I think it's something special. If you can get anything that's only 10,000 made, that's a pretty special figure. It's not a lot.
Well, I mean, to highlight, I know Chris is bringing up some comments. Josh Brown pointing out like that he commended, because this is something that he, you know, here it is. I think the base offering is great, and not locking figures behind tiers is great. That's the sentiment that I've also heard, and I felt that myself. Really, like I was hoping that this would have been backed after the first day. Just like when I saw that, I went, oh, crazy.
I know.
I thought this was going to be, home run. Like, but it is. Again, you know, this is just like any kind of crowdsourced, crowdfunded Kickstarter. Right before we had talked about, like, you know, you've seen trajectories of this, so we're all hoping, you know, fingers crossed that there's that big surge, you know, in the last, you know, couple days. But man, I was just hoping for you guys too, just get it funded right away. Just like, let's just like give them the W, everybody. Let's have this whole month be a victory. I know, of course not.
Exciting. When I launched the barge, that was our first HasLab. You know, it was like me and my marketing partner were like, "Hey, let's do this crowdfunding thing. It sounds interesting." So no one's ever gonna make that. We'd never make that and sell it at retail. I don't care what anyone says. It would never happen. And it was like an urban myth, like, the barge, they're never gonna make that. That's not a thing you can sell in this modern age. And so we tried this crowdfunding thing, and it was a roller coaster. I didn't think it was gonna make it. We put so much work, so much effort into finding a different way of doing things. And then we just got over, and there's not many left. I mean, there's not many made. That's what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like, that's not a lot.
Yeah, I rarely see it in the wild anywhere.
I actually find it quite boring if it funds in like a day.
Fair. All right.
Well,
I'm sure,
you got your wish.
I'm sure Emily and Lenny won't agree with me on Joe. I think they're well funded.
I mean, I do have to say, like, okay, you know, with some crowdfunding things, the hype is there and then it hits those numbers really quick. One thing that I remember is like that DeLorean, the DeLorean.
Oh, by Tell Me.
Yeah, by Tommy. That the watching the numbers that day for like just hit it. Like when it launched, it was like, oh my gosh.
It was comical. It was like 28 minutes.
Yeah,
it was
28 minutes and it hit all its units.
Amazing.
You see the dollars go up like it's a Muppets movie. I was like, wow.
I do feel though with the Giant Man, I'm feeling the hype behind it now.
Yeah.
And that push I do feel like that push came from New York Comic Con like this past weekend.
The hype, and the other thing, and some people may disbelieve me or kind of roll their eyes, but that's okay. They can do it if they want to. Like this HasLab thing, it's so important that people grab hold of it and talk about it and make their own logos and hashtags. Like I haven't seen a hashtag for Giant Man. There was one, Get the Ghost and all this kind of stuff, and Back the Barge and whatever, Release the Rancor, even though that didn't make it. But it's like, it's really important that the community makes little pockets and does the advertising for us. A lot of people go, hey, you should do your own advertising. It's like, yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Not the same. It's like,
chat, can we think of one right now?
You gotta
let's take suggestions.
G-Man, get your G-Man on or something like that.
By the way, our friend Mikey, the figure report, said, with Giant Man, you're going to love the way it looks. I guarantee it. I don't know if you guys saw that comment, but then he also goes on to say, I think people just expect more for less. That's not just the case with this HasLab. It would have cost more if a figure was a tier, whether you agree or not. That's interesting, you know.
Listen, as I say, we will never please everybody all the time.
You
It's
can't.
impossible.
Right.
Marvel is I would argue like the biggest universe out there. There's 8,000 characters, right? We've made 1,400. There's 1,400 Marvel Legends figures. All right, there's everything and everything. So like, whatever you put out, there's always going to be someone that's like, oh, I didn't want that one. I didn't want that version. Marita, I don't want that one. I want the other costume. It's like, that's okay. It's all right. But it's like we just do our best. We're just to steal a phrase from my other IP that I love, you know, we're just simple men trying to make our way making our way through the universe, through the galaxy. And it's
well, I want to commend you, Stevie, and Dwight and Ryan and Dan, and like, you know, just when it comes to whenever I hear from you guys, whether it's getting to talk to you or stuff, you know, when you talk to other people about the last few, you are so retrospective, you are reflective, you are literally, you guys take in. You're scouring, you look for the feedback, and you try to make things better. Like, I mean, that's all we can ask for as people. That, like, you know, like, you guys are constantly reflecting, and that's also tough. Yeah, like
we do try. Yeah. And again, not everyone believes us, but it's like, you know, like we work for a big corporation, and they're a big company, and it's a business, right? It's a business, okay. But the people that make this stuff. And I'm sure it's the same whether you work at NECA or a Mattel or wherever you are. They're like genuinely boots on ground toy fans.
Right.
Like, this is their dream job. Like, Dwight does not want to leave. He wants to be, he said yesterday, he said, I want to be doing this for the next 10, 15 years. And I was like, well, I'll make sure you do. You're pretty good. But it's exciting, and it's joyful, and it's depressing, and it's frustrating, and like we can't get everything for everyone in the time and in the manner that they want it, but we'll never stop trying. That's the only promise I can give you. And like nothing's perfect. There's no such thing as perfection, by the way. It doesn't exist.
Yeah,
maybe in nature, like things like that, but that's had like millions of years to evolve and work out.
Right. Yeah,
if you believe that sort of thing. So
right.
Yeah, we do our best. That's all I can say. We genuinely do, and we do care. We do care. That's just not true if people say we don't.
No, I know you. That's why we would like to be those voices that point that out. and remind people that again, it's people
And we
like
make
you.
mistakes as well.
Oh yeah, no, we all do. That's the whole thing. That's why we're not perfect, but we
How
just
you learn.
we're trying to do our best, right?
100%.
So I just want to point out, I'll do this job for Mr. Stevie again, getting the chance to talk to Dwight the other day. So there are 91, if I'm not mistaken, points of articulation, 29 in each hands. And there's toe articulation, which I discovered at Comic-Con, which is super awesome on Giant Man. And the eyeballs, they're swapping. You can swap them out. You can create 9 different looks from just the included face plates. And those eyes are, for the first time ever, are painted, right? Or like they're the clear glass. Is it it's not the following eyes, right? Maybe this is where you can clarify for me.
We call it like doll's eyes. So this is
Okay,
special
the
way
doll's
of
eyes,
looking. There's depth to the eyes, but the eye plate. So you have a face plate that goes in, and then you have an eye plate that goes in the face plate. So you can swap out 3 eye plates across 3 different face plates to create 9 different up, down, left, kind of, and then snarls and stuff. So toy photographers,
I know,
you want something to get really good detail in, that's big, that you can zoom in, add atmosphere, and have it looking around different ways without buying Hot Toys. You can get there. It is. It's there. It's good. I want this to fund just so I can see the toy photography with the
right. And it honestly, it looks like it looks like he's on the Renew Your Vows book. like that's just with that upper torso, and like it just the articulation's there. I just can't wait to see this guy posed. I mean, I know like we've had like the product shots. Was that Shooting the Galaxy that did the product shots that were out, or the initial stuff?
Did.
But that was all really well done. But man, I can't wait to just again twist this guy up, get him in the superhero landing. Like it's incredible.
If our backers went up as we're talking.
I'm hoping. I just held my breath for a second. I was like,
last time I looked, we're gonna have like 50 or so.
That's great.
Oh, and Rioting is here. I love that.
Yeah, I know.
Great. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
63%.
Giant Man.
3,700 to go.
Just back to some of these hashtags. I do like Jaden's Man the Giant. We got go big, get Giant Man. And Biggin.
I do like that quite a bit.
Go big. Giant Man who needs food anyways. Giant man.
Man.
And I actually like this one the best.
Cancel all your backings. It's done.
Where are you now?
Giant Man gonna knock you out.
Gonna knock you out.
Oh, the figure, but they might be Giant Man. That's good.
Oh, that's good. That's solid.
That's me.
It's so great.
And I like our fellow boomer 78 points of articulations here with the comment 91 points. Don't know if I can handle that much. That's great. Oh man. And Josh Brown says that needs that eyes technology scaled down eventually into 6-inch figures. Oh my god. Actually,
don't think I haven't asked. Yeah, do not think I haven't asked.
All right.
My number one ask for, he won't mind me saying this, but number one ask for Dwight is like, I want articulated heads. Like I want eyes. And I used to work on Action Man doing the packaging and branding way back. And we had an Action Man. You squeeze his tummy and he would go get lost, Dr. X, and his mouth. I'm like, why can't we do that in Legends? And he's like, oh, come on. I'm like, that's what I want. I want eyes and at 6-inch scale.
Have you ever played with Reveltech? They have Reveltech, the brands, like they make the Buzz Woody action figures. Their eyes are articulated, so you can pose them up, down.
Yeah, that's what we can do. I want. If I'm being really honest, and I want mouth, eyes, but most importantly, I want. I want to be able to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that'd be great.
That'd be cool.
There's lots of stuff I kind of try to do. Most of it fails. I can't. One day in my memoirs, I'll talk about
the day we see articulated eyebrows.
Projects
the day
I tried to do, just couldn't get it to work. Physics gets in the way. But there we are.
Well, hey, honestly, if you can afford it and you like Giant Man, you should definitely go back at. I mean, we've been talking about this since it started. Like all three of us backed it right away. It looks
Decide
amazing.
within an hour.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, if you can and you want it, go for it. If you don't and you can't, that's fine. Clearly, I'm not gonna.
So Mr. Seaman, my final question for you. I don't know if you have an answer, but I might as well. You're here. You're a representative. When is the Hiss Tank releasing? Do you happen to know that? I know you're not Joe team.
No,
just happened to. No,
I think his screen's about to freeze for a moment.
Oh, okay, no, I wasn't sure. I just figured, you said no question. I'm just curious because like that's another one. I've backed. I can't wait. Another exciting.
When was that?
That was
it? It wasn't quite a year ago, was it? When was that?
No, it's probably
ago.
November
It's
or
August.
was it August?
I thought it was over the summer.
Yeah, maybe
Last summer.
It's okay.
It should be soon.
I just didn't. Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm chill. Like this is me just saying.
Oh, you won't have to wait long.
That's what I figured. I just didn't know if there was like anything else. Okay.
He just wants to play with it in the snow during winter.
Kiss every single box before he goes.
Yeah, perfect.
And then I actually joke sometimes. I'm like saying to Lenny and Dwight, I said, I want you to sign every single HasLab that goes out. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, I'm joking. I said, but like, it wouldn't take that long.
Yeah, right. It could be done.
20,000 to that long.
Wade creates Mr. Stevie. What color would your lightsaber be?
Oh, green.
Ooh, nice.
Green.
You knew that.
When I used, so 83, I was 10, and I remember my dad's restaurant. We lived above the restaurant, and I remember watching on. It was we used to have Saturday morning shows in England. It was like called Get Fresh or something like that. It said we got the new trailer for Return of the Jedi, and they had a clip where he's on Jabba's sail barge with his green lightsaber, and I was just like, that color was so like Chris is behind him. I was just like, green, green. So yeah, green lightsaber.
Yeah. All right, this is a question for everyone. And Hell asked,
"Oh, that's right.
What's the rest of your favorite guy snack?" We had Marmite from Mr. Stevie.
That's right.
Yimbo. What is it?
See, for me, I'm a sweet and salty guy. I'm all over the place, so it depends on the moments. Like today, I was fortunate enough. I had I had my mom's homemade chocolate chip cookies that I had gotten from her yesterday, and I just devoured 5 of them with a little cup of milk, and I dunk.
I mean, who doesn't love cookies? That could be its own questions. Like, what's your favorite cookie?
Right.
I love these corn chips from Trader Joe's. They're like spicy LOT flavored.
They're really good. Those are really
ripped
good.
through the entire bag. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I snack on anything, but I really like at the moment, if you put a box of Cheez-Its in front of me, it's done. It's done.
So here's so at Christmas in our house, Cheez-Lits and Twiglets. They're the two things we have.
They go together.
Oh,
they go together.
You put those in your mouth, mush them up, and then take a Cheez-Lit, take 2, put them in your mouth, and make like a little sandwich in your mouth. Delicious.
All right.
I've just imagined soy sauce jam on Cheez-Its now, and I think we gotta try it.
That works.
Yeah, soy sauce jam with toe cheese crackers. Toe crackers.
Well, there was one other question that we can ask, and then Chris, if you would like, this is again, guys, a great honor that we have Mr. Stevie here. He's also going to be celebrating our top 10, so we'll be going through and getting that going. I don't know, right?
We're here.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I know. I just wanted to remind everybody that's why we're here. But this is very exciting.
Can I just answer Josh Brown's? Is it hot and spicy cheeses or extra toasty? This is going to sound like such a 40-year-old toy daddy answer. It's the reduced fat ones. I find that they're less greasy and they're like the perfect amount of just like chippiness.
See, now you're saying Cheez-Its. I thought you said Cheeselets. Maybe that's another British thing. You should
Which
look up
Cheeselets?
Cheeselets are like little cheesy kind of squares. They're almost like
Are they like Cheez-Its?
Kind of like Cheez-Its.
You sound like Cheez-Its.
Yeah, they are. I've got Cheez-Its. Yeah, they're like them, but they're less greasy. You'd like them actually. They're a little bit more.
Oh, they're less greasy. See, that's why I like the reduced fat. They're less greasy.
Cheeselets.
Cheeselets.
Yeah, look those up. I think it's a British thing. I think they're made by the same company that make Twiglets, but same print. They look the same, but they're not as orange and greasy.
So they're English too.
I think so.
I feel like Toy Father's toy budget is going to take a hit this month when he starts importing all of these
Importing Cheez-Its.
British
foodstuffs. We do have a road trip to Legions Con coming up in mid-November. I think you got to order some Cheeselets and some Twiglets.
Yeah,
Twiglets,
for the car. For the
Totally
car.
down. Let's do it.
My cat's called Twiglet as well, just out of homage.
So Chris, if you
sorry.
I was gonna ask Mr. Stevie a question. It was from our boy Wade Create. He said, is there one figure you personally want to see made in the future? Or is there one figure, character, toy
of Marvel or
just something that I guess maybe that you would have the power to bring to life to some extent? Somebody that you'd want, like if you don't have to go into the war now. Okay,
I can't talk about it.
That's fine.
It's not even on my brand. There is one figure that I want to make, and I got very close to making it, and maybe one day I'll get it made.
Ooh.
But it's not on my. It's not within my. Yeah, that's all I can say.
That's good. Hey, all right.
On that topic though, with the Marvel Legends Chris Star, how crazy is that?
Oh, that's good. I love Chris Star.
It feels like a fever dream that's in the Marvel Legends wave.
Yeah, it's mental. It's mental. I love those old sort of stuff. I mean, that's when they sort of please the old man. I go, oh, that's from like the early 80s, late 70s. Yeah, I know that. Like now everyone's going, oh, you're gonna get ROM. We're gonna get ROM. We're definitely getting ROM and all that kind of stuff. But all that old Remco. It's mental. I love it, and I do have a thing for translucent figures as well for some reason. I don't know why. I think that comes from like mailaways from like Obi-Wan Kenobi in '97, whenever that was. It's just sort of like translucent figures.
They're fun. They're
something
cool.
About them. They're my favorite toy snack.
I have the Invisible Woman. I have Human Torch. Like as soon as they went up on, I was like, oh yes, I want those. I want those very much.
Yeah, I got my original Remco Chris Star there. I'm looking forward to adding the Marvel Legends just to compare and contrast.
So we won't ask any more questions about that one that got away, but you might get it. But just one question: like, does it rhyme with Laser Dan? Thanks, Wade Crate.
No, it does not. It doesn't even have any of the letters that are in that word.
Oh man, that's too
what
funny.
Does it? Yeah, it does have one of those letters.
All right. Well, hey, you're right, Yimbo. Let's move along. Mr. Stevie, every week we do a TPC top 10. This is the Toy Pick Community Instagram page, and they do just a fan love of toy photography over the week, and we just talk about the top 10 that they get from last week. So week ending whatever.
Ooh, and you know what? So the way it didn't pan quite out, your pick. So Mr. Stevie, you nominated some photos for us, which was awesome, and those are up now. So we're gonna get to see how that all shakes out for the top 10 when Friday rolls around. But that was very exciting. I was just gonna look up real quick some of the names just to shout them out quickly. Unless Chris, you want to just get going?
No, well, this still segues into like what's making us happy right now. And what's making us happy right now is that Mr. Stevie, you're here right now with us.
I know. That's so nice.
Totally.
But yeah, I mean, this is kind of I don't want to say it's surreal, but it's just pretty amazing that we're all here talking about toys, your love of toys. Actually, I did have one question. You talked about a lot of your Fisher Price toys and the Starbird. Was it called Starbird?
Yep.
Now, are these your actual toys from growing up, or did you collect them like after the fact?
After the fact, regrettably. Okay. So this was. I'll give you a really quick story. Really quick. I'll make it quick. So I had this when I was about 10 years old. No, 8 years old. And I went out with my mum, and it was one of my favorite toys. I went out with my mum and dad, and we were in a shop, and I stole a keyring. It was a football boot, a soccer boot keyring. And my dad found out, and he sent me upstairs. He said, "Get your Starbird." I got it. He slammed it on the ground and stamped on it and made me go and put it in the bin. And he says, "You will never have that again." And then I had to write a letter and send the thing back and apologize and do all the chores and things like that. I remember it vividly. And then 20, 30 years later, I bought this from a guy in Belgium. I got the box and everything. It was pristine. The stickers weren't even on. I put all the decals on myself.
It was brand new.
And I went round to my dad, who lived down the road. I knocked on the front door, and he opened it, and I just went. And he was like, "You little bugger." So no, they weren't. These weren't the original ones. I've only got one thing that is original. Literally one, and it's a small blue plastic dog that I had when I was 2. When I lived in Canada, and I had a blue dog, and I used to chew its tail, and I've still got the tail.
Oh,
you can't see it. I still got the tail.
Yeah, we can see it.
Off, and I've kept it. So yeah, there you go.
Wow.
You gotta glue that on there. Get some plastic lock. That's so. I love that.
Yima, did you have those names?
I did. So just so you are all aware, so these pictures I believe are already up now on the TPC this week. So shout out to Dead Spider Toys, Idealistic Crusader, TX Carlo, Rippick Tan, and just what incredible shots. So that's why this is so cool that, I was hoping, like it's nice to hear from again, a toy company person that the toy photography is this thing that's, you're all aware. And I mean, it's pretty obvious now after all these years of us doing it, but it's still nice to hear that, like, it's it's being there, noticed, and it really is. Yeah. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Well, good luck to all those nominations. They're all very different. I know Dead Spider Toys must send me a DM every 2 days. I've been doing so for the last 8 months. And then there was that one image that the Spider-Man swirling. And I was like, "Oh, okay, you got me."
I'm a big fan of Dead Spider Toys too.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, well, let's move forward. Secret hashtag. We have a secret hashtag every single week. Last week it was no chewing.
TPC _ NYCC 23.
That's what it was.
Took me a minute.
No wonder
So as people use that hashtag, loose guidance, we always say, like, oh, if you take a shot of a toy at New York Comic Con, that'd be great, but they're just letters. We're gonna look at everything. Clearly so. So the first one I picked was Zack Attack Horror Nerd with this awesome shot of the movie Turtles, but kind of posed out in homage to classic horror.
Yeah, that's very cool. Sorry, I'm just looking at that Zack Attack one because it caught me off guard, especially with the Turtles that they have like Universal monsters.
They do.
No, it's like, it's great. I love that's that reimagining. I went with Sid Vicious Toys. I really love that Robin figure, and I thought that was an amazing shot with the bow and arrow. And then
go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to turn over to you, Chris.
Oh, sorry. This one, no chewing picked for me because I was working, but perfect one because it's the One Piece show with Luffy and his mentor Shanks. Fantastic shot. Good choice.
I love the way that they're all kind of tonally in the same city. Also, like you could just be turning a camera they could all kind of be exist together.
Yeah.
I love that Kira Joe 9 in particular. I love it when people play around with focus. That's cool. It's really cool.
Definitely.
And the funny thing is, like, this happens with the three of us so often, where we like, I don't know if it's just subconscious at this point, but yeah, we'll get some sort of thematic or again visual, like it's very silly. Anyway, ready, gentlemen?
Ready.
So
TPC.
for this week's secret hashtag, use hashtag TPC_HasLab. And if you have a HasLab from the past, we'd love to see a challenge kind of go through for this next week. Bust out that old HasLab, take a photo of it. We'd love to see some love given to these past creations. And if not, again, these are just letters. Use it, and we're going to be looking through that, bank of photos done by all these awesome photographers.
Check it out.
Hey, this could be a great reason for some people to take out their. Sorry, you just threw me off. I was gonna say, like, the Razor Crest stuff that's been, like that we haven't seen gracing our social feeds in a while. I always encourage going back to revisit some old toys from the last couple of years, especially if you haven't shot it in a while.
One of my ideas, or one of the things I really want Giant Man to do when I'm just gonna be positive when I have him. I kind of want to take photos of him just like in the kitchen trying to bake like Christmas cookies or something like that. So maybe this week I'll dust off the Sentinel and he's gonna be the baker.
See, there are reasons why we did the cheesy smile.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
It's got to be social. So that was definitely a thought out thing.
Giant Man on the couch eating cheeselets. Not Cheez-Its.
Less greasy than Cheez-Its.
Which is good because you really don't want to get the grease on the Giant Man's fingers. So that's the perfect combo.
All right, let's move on to the TPC top 10 to number
10. Ooh, sound effects.
Oh, shoot.
So this is a little self-serving, but
hey, that shouldn't be allowed. What?
We don't nominate ourselves, but this is one of my photos. No, I think
I'm joking.
Behind the Plastic People did this one for me. One of our associated shows that connect into the Toy Pick community.
So we have. I mean, this is one of your most celebrated photos, right? We won't talk to because I think we've even talked about this one before.
I think we already have. Yeah,
it's spectacular, and I love that this was just like when you eventually told us, because this could be set anywhere, right? Like this could be a Canadian forest, but really, like, I mean, I think that's the most interesting thing. That's what on your car.
Yeah, that's
and then with atmosphere aerosol.
Is this atmosphere
You're
aerosol?
waiting for AAA to come out.
Yeah, I was intentionally skipping that, and like I was late for work doing this, and I was just like, you know what? But there was already some nice fog because it was fall, but then I had the VHS Wolverine, and I had, I don't even think I grabbed another light, so it was just natural lighting, and then I just blasted with atmosphere aerosol.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a lot.
People drive past going, "What's that guy doing?" Whoa.
I'm sure they think about that every time.
That's cool. I love the stories. I love the stories behind photos as well. Smart.
Chewy, I'm just gonna keep it to one question for you right now, and that is, what's your favorite fictional vehicle out of your franchise vehicles, like your go-to iconic rides? What's a go-to? What's your top? You can give us two. The DeLorean is your top.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That for me is just so striking. I'm watching that movie when I was a kid over and over again, and it's the lighting from when Marty has to slide across the hood and has that like metallic blue purplish tint on the hood. It's just stained in my memory.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, congratulations, Mr. No Chewing. This is a wonderful photo. Guys, I don't know if you know this photographer, so go check out. This is the time I'll remind everybody to go explore any accounts that you don't already know over on Instagram. So go check out No.Chewing.
Give him a follow.
Congratulations. Give that guy a follow. What a spectacular.
I just wanted to say, I know, we don't want to spend too much time, but No Chewing, I love this. One of the things that stands out to me is just his walking pose, which is always very difficult to get into a photo, but just that back leg, that back right leg coming forward or coming in the back makes the photo just like right there. Mwah, right there. Like a cheeselet.
Shit. Yeah, it's got a lot of weight. It's good.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to I gotta hold on. What is this?
So I didn't want to spend too much time on myself. I wanted to pass it forward to this other photographer, Dad Fett, who had this awesome photo. Didn't make the top 10 this week, but it was in the running. And on the message itself, the post, it says, "I'm just trying to come back. Life has been kicking the shit out of me, but I'm a stubborn individual that doesn't know when to stay down. Keep fighting for what you love." And this is just, I saw this photo, I saw that message, and it struck me. So for those that don't know Dad Fett, feel free to give this full love. Visit that account. It doesn't hurt, doesn't harm, doesn't cost you anything to show a little support in this awesome community.
Yeah.
Follow.
Beautiful. Love it.
Number 9.
Mad like a clone. Mr. Stevie, what do you think?
Chopper!
You're a big Star Wars
Is
fan.
that the 375? That's the Black Series chopper. I was wondering whether that's the 375 chopper. I rebought all my old Rebels figures that I did in like 2014, and he was like $90 for like a 375 chopper. But yeah, it's good. I like Chopper's cool.
Chopper's the best.
I like it when people put a little bit of blur and put a little bit of like atmosphere in it and kind of make it look realistic. It's cool. I can't decide what the background is. Is that like a cardboard print? That looks like a print.
I think, and I might be wrong, it might be the Extreme Sets Transformers like one background.
Yeah, they
I
have like
think
a
it is.
Cybertron looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's neat. I like that. Again, just nice, simple, composition, censored, brings you right to it. Like you said with the bocca, it's nice.
And this is perfectly Chopper, the war criminal Chopper.
Yeah. I like what I'm fascinated by is like I'll go onto their sites and or their accounts and look, and I call it house style. So like, this is Falco. His house style of that sort of slightly bleached. That he bleaches out, like especially his recent ones are really nice. Like he's got ones of clones there where it's like you clearly can't see that, but it's like super bleached out, which I actually like overexposed in a really interesting way. It's cool.
Well, it provides more depth to the action. It's like this actually, it looks great. Yeah. Well, I was able to get answers from Mad Like Clone. We do ask questions. We asked 2 questions. One of them is, what's the story behind the picture? Hey, my man. So the story behind the picture is that I just love droids. Chopper, in particular, doesn't get the attention he should as a war criminal. There you go. Chewy. What I like in the toy community right now? Good question. Not everyone chases the night and people also treat others to something. The fact that in the end we're all the same and I have never experienced anything related to racism just makes me proud of everyone. Hey, that's awesome. And the TPC has such a positive community and it's such a great thing. And from the chat tonight, all of you have been so positive and it's been such a fantastic night. So thank you.
Yeah.
Let's move on to
Number 8.
Autumn Night.
All right.
Yes.
That's cool.
So, Mr. Stevie, would you like to kick things off? Like as our guest with our first.
As this is coming up, I'm going straight to there.
That's amazing. And by the way,
Mr.
Stevie, he's literally role modeling what we ask all of you guys to do each time, whether you are live with us in the chat or catching the replay.
Yes, Autumn Night. That is Eric. Hey, Eric, I'm following you now, and I have to look at the context behind everything else because I scroll down, I go, okay, he's got lots of sort of bright neon colors and kind of weird. What's that? That's awesome.
He's a big turtle fan too.
Big turtle fan.
Yeah,
big turtle fan. Loves the horror stuff.
All right,
into wrestling too.
In there. So what's he got? Okay, we've got Stranger Things going on. Playing that. Oh yeah, I love the way people are making these arcade shells. I like skateboard. I used to have grip tape like that. I used to love doing grip tape, little patterns and things. Yeah, it's cool. And like traditionally bad carpet. I like as well. So
And
I like it when people-
downstairs, like an
Yeah.
arcade that you have to go down
Yeah.
into, like
Yeah.
you know, like one of those.
What I like about photographs like this is that it's a snapshot in more ways than one. Like it's obviously a photograph, but it's a snapshot of like, where's Hopper going? What's happening there? What's the score that Dustin's getting? And it's not composed like a poster, like, hey, look at me, I'm a photograph. But there's narrative, and it goes back to that thing we spoke about earlier, Yimbo, where it's like it's cinematic. It's like I want to see the next shot after this,
Right.
Yeah.
and the one before, and so it's different. You know, some people may look at it and go, "Well, that's not, architecturally posed very well," but it doesn't matter. It's a snap. It's got a story.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. When I was looking at this, it looks like a photo, right? It looks like there's nothing symmetrical about it, which I kind of enjoy. It's like a moment in time right now. For me, my favorite part of this photo is the backpack in the corner near the X-Men cabinet.
Yeah,
it just reminds me of like, wow, this kid just came after school, wanted to play some games right before dinner, maybe getting some stovetop stuffing at dinner time. I don't know.
Who's the figure playing the Turtles game on the far right? I don't recognize.
Yeah,
that. Like a wrestler
I
figure.
think that is a wrestling figure,
Yeah.
but I could find out. But I'm not sure.
I wonder if there's a reason, because everyone else is Stranger Things, right? Whereas this
Right.
one is different. I'm like, why? What is that? Just someone else, or is there a little Easter egg there?
That's a good question. I will have to ask him. But let's see. What is it? I like how Hopper's kind of leaning on the wall, like he's got it drunk. I like that too. It's good.
Yeah. She's like, oh god, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
Again.
We're gonna have to find out
the
about
next
that guy.
picture is like probably him outside of the arcade smoking a cigarette, and then seeing some sort of crazy thing happening.
I love Hopper. It's a great character.
And the funny thing is, it could, like, the answer, as a toy photographer, could just as well be, I wanted to, make sure I had a female in my frame. Like at least one girls play video games too. It could just be something like that.
Or
That's
even
what
just
happened.
more people in the arcades than the main
I know.
characters.
True.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking with Eric, it's kind of like because I know he also loves the wrestling figures. So
did we have any answers?
We do.
AJ Lee, someone said it might be. I don't know.
So for the first one about the photo, I bought some custom decals to use on the Fortnite cabinets. Then used a few mouse pads as the carpet. LED lighting brought out the neon colors. I then edited lighting effects to make the arcades appear illuminated. The most difficult part was selecting a good height to photograph the image. If I was too low, you couldn't see the background in vending machines or arcades along the back wall. If I was too high, it looked like a security camera image. And for what's making them happy in the toy community right now, what's making me happy in the toy community is hosting or taking part in collaborations, getting to see the art side of the community and meeting more creative photographers. Fantastic, Eric.
Congratulations on number 8.
That's a mouse pad.
Number 8.
Yeah.
Number 7.
Be Weirdium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that an intentional? Sometimes I don't even know what's intentional or not anymore, Chris.
What?
Be weird, I am.
Oh,
Be Weirdium. I thought that was. I thought that.
That's how I read it off too. I think. Yeah. Be weird.
Be weird, I am.
Yeah,
the Harry
makes
Potter
more
spell
sense.
for being odd. Be Weirdium.
I was thinking that.
I thought it was European.
Hey, if you're European, that is not Waldo. That is Wally. We call him Wally in England. Where's
Do you?
Wally? Yeah. Where's Wally?
When I was traveling over the summer, I forget what they call him in Switzerland. It's not Waldo either, or Wally.
Is it a W name?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up now. Damn it.
But yeah, his name changes around the world.
Jimbo. Be weird, I am. I can't believe that. I love this photo. This photo caught my eye, and that's what I nominated him. He has some amazing photos. Be weird, I am. And I thought this one was just so funny. It just cracked me up. I loved the Where's Waldo books growing up, and actually just the other day, I didn't realize there was such a cast of characters in the Waldo books. Like, there's a girl Waldo, which is I called her Walda, and everyone seemed to be like, "Yeah, it's Walda." Is it someone else?
I have no idea.
No
But I
idea,
know what
Chris.
you're talking about. I do know there's an expanded Waldo verse.
Then
Mrs.
there's like an
Dog.
evil, like I wouldn't say evil, but like the opposite of Waldo, and he has black and yellow. I don't even know.
And he
like-
never wants to blend into the crowds. Like he wants the attention.
He's
Like
always
Wario.
like, he's like, look at me, like always next to him.
Always taking a selfie.
But yeah, this one's a great photo. Just a great portrait, and man, holding the knife with that smile is so creepy.
That's what it is. That's what gets me. That's such a perfect pose, and oh god, even the lighting. But the lighting with the shadows, right? Is that a fence? Do you think that's a fence right in the foreground?
Yeah. Oh, that's what makes it even funnier.
That's a nice little touch if it is. But just having that, oh, so good, so good.
He's in,
do we have? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just gonna say, do we have answers from Be Weirdium?
Be weird.
Yes, we do. Be weird.
That's his new name.
That's how I pronounced it. I really did.
Thank you, no chewing.
He wrote, "Hey, Toy Daddies and TPC fam, y'all can call me Be Weird for short." Okay, he wants to be called Be Weirds. I have a collection of T-shirts I've acquired over the years, and this photo is basically a ripoff of one of my tees. I wanted to make the photo a movie poster. I wrote a fake movie trailer style synopsis and posted that with the photo. Oh, we should bring that up. But I did not finish up the movie poster aspects. The blurred dial and fence props are by
Heyo.
the figure is Where's Waldo, Mega Hero Waldo 1/12 scale figure by Blitzway in 5 Pro Studio. For the shot, I used one small Ulanzi light located screen left positions, just far enough away to keep the highlights from blowing out, and a small bounce card placed between Waldo and the fence in front of the Waldo. The focal length was there's some good details. Thank you, Be Weirdium. The focal length was 70 millimeters with an f-stop of 4.7 ISO 100s.
Oh wow.
Some things I would like to acknowledge as making me happy in the toy community today are I just got a shipping notice from Mezco for the Owl Man from Lord of the Rings.
Ooh.
I was so surprised to see they were making that figure. My dad loved horror movies, and we watched Lord of Tears a few times before he passed. Dad also loved cool toys as a grown man, so I'm stoked. Also, all the support for each other and good vibes the toy community has to offer makes me happy day after day. I really enjoy seeing the collections, creativity, community, sharing of knowledge, and lack of toxicity.
Amen.
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
answer.
Great
Be
job,
Weirdium.
Be Weirdium.
I loved his little story. He's kind of Waldo's living in this quiet little town, and people are sort of dismissing him and can't be bothered to find him in the pages, which over the years this neglect causes Waldo to slowly lose his colorful and cheerful appearance, transforming into a sinister figure consumed by bitterness and rage.
Great
And then he goes on and on and on to kill everybody.
This would make a very low budget A24 film. Like all you need is basically a guy in that outfit.
100%. You could see me now.
Ooh, that's a hashtag.
Congrats, Be Weird, am I? Oh gosh.
Am I?
Be Weird,
I like
am.
Be Weirdium. I think that's cool. Be Weirdium pictures.
Number 6.
Digital Inbound.
This
like
is
horror?
rad.
Do you like werewolf movies?
I used to live. Okay, another quick story. I'm sorry, this is taking way too long. But
No,
I
sorry.
lived. I can't live in old houses. I lived in 2 haunted houses as a kid.
No way, really?
Yep, very very bad. And
It was
I went to
bad.
my friend's house. What's his name? Not Danny. Was it Danny? I can't remember. We'll call him Danny. And he lived in a pub across the street, and his house was haunted. And it was number 9. It was an inn. It was a pub with an inn. Bedroom number 9 was haunted. We went and watched American Werewolf in London when we weren't meant to, when I was about 9, and utterly, utterly terrified. utterly terrible. I can't watch it now. That shot where they're in the underground and it's all white and the guy's running away from the werewolf.
Yeah.
It's kind of crawling across the screen really slowly from a top-down view. Can't do it. I can't watch that movie. Anyway, so no, I hate werewolves and I don't want this one to win. And I'm glad it didn't.
that American Werewolf in London was so scary, and just so many. That was like one of my first horror movies too. I don't know if that's for another day, but I have so many questions about your haunted house.
Oh yeah. That's a long story.
Oh gosh. All right, can't wait to hear it. Yimbo.
Well, I'm also going to point out to Mr. Stevie that there was one night on a stream that you were visited by a ghost behind you on the behind your shoulder. I'm just kidding. It was your daughter, right? But you got bugged out. You looked like you had your doll moving behind you.
Yeah, yeah, Mr. Stevie. See that door right here?
Oh, you had like a little figure.
Yeah, my daughter had gotten up and she had been standing there, and then Yimbo's like, "Oh, you got a shadow
as
there."
Chris was talking about being terrified of dolls. It was just the timing couldn't have been written any better.
She did make me jump though. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Just because we've talked about this before, and we know that your wife likes to scare you with dolls. Has she done any scaring this Halloween season?
Yeah, every October she takes my daughter's American Girl doll and hides it in different places. And this October hasn't been any different. And not only that, like my kids will scare me. And the one place that always scares me, I know it's gonna happen, but I still jump every time. They put it on the toilet or somewhere in the bathroom. So I'll turn on the light and it's right there just staring at me, and I'll go, "Oh my god." It makes me so angry because I'm not angry at my family. I'm angry at myself for jumping every single time. But it's intentional. Yeah. She'll put it in front of the door. I'll open it and it's right there.
You don't watch Annabelle in that movie?
So I watched The Conjuring the other day, and I was like, okay, this is that. So The Conjuring has something like it's a whole universe and it's connected to Annabelle, but Annabelle is about a doll that's
haunted themselves to us if they know we're talking about it.
Okay, all right. I love this. Mr. Stevie, seeing you like this. But back to the picture.
Yes, so digital inbound. This is again what jumps out to me right away. Obviously, is the fact that they put us as the audience right in the action. I believe that's that new Rest of Us figure from the Joel figure,
aka old Jimbo.
Yeah, well I should have bought that one because old Jimbo is Last of Us 2. I should have got that one.
Yeah, there's still time, Jimbo. Just go buy it.
I know.
Still there.
But anyway, it's incredible. I mean, swap out a clicker for a werewolf, and you have a really, somebody fighting for their life. And I love the framing of it and all of the little accessories and things sprinkled around. Just really nice shot. I do have, I believe. No, I don't have. Shoot, I sent my questions later today, so no worries. In the future, hit me up, Digital Inbound. We'll get you. But nice job.
Nice job. That is one of the best werewolves out there, though. Nice job, Digital Inbound.
I don't like it. I want to see it again.
Jade and Ivory.
Oh.
Wow. Well, I'll let the guests kick things off, Mr. Stevie.
Now
come on, the Boy Scout. He's.
Well, I'm going to ask a stupid question now, and I'm going to look stupid because all the Marvel fans that know way more than I do are going to say, "Did Red Skull have did he wear the cap suit or what's that about?"
Yes, he did.
No, he did. Thank you. I thought he did.
He did at the end of the Old Man Logan run. I believe he's in the cap suit.
That's cool.
As he collected all the trinkets from all the heroes he's defeated, he's wearing his arch enemy's suit.
Well, then I like it because that's taught me something.
There you go.
Go away and look it up. But it's cool. Nice. Again, the opposite of the last of Eric's one, where this is a poster. This is a nicely framed central focus. motion. You know what's going on. You kind of want to know how did he get to that state of having his face caved in. But yeah, nice symmetrical. Not totally symmetrical. I actually quite like the way he doesn't make it symmetrical. Apologies, with Jade. I don't know if the photographer's male or female. I like the way they centralize it, but then just slightly twist it out. Silly little things. It makes it feel more natural.
Yeah.
So I now need to go and find out Jade.
Yeah, Jaden Iver. He runs the TPC Discord. Such a great dude. He loves his Reblatech. One thing actually, it kind of mixed me up, but it reminds me very much. Yes, Red Skull did wear the Captain America costume. This is kind of like a reverse, though. Old Man Logan took the shield and did the same exact thing, but to Red Skull. And this is like a shot for shot from what I remember.
Oh, nice.
I just realized he's smacking Batman's face in. I couldn't see
is that Batman?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at it on there. It's lighter. I can actually zoom in and go, oh, he's kicking in Batman.
That's funny. Well, we do have answers. Jaden's in the chat with us too, but we do have some great answers from him. So here we go. So, oh man, he goes, I took this pic about 2 years ago using the Gucci Captain America with some Marvel Legends Red Skull head and the Mafex Hush Batman. The effects are from the great super action stuff. There we go. And the dio is just some simple spray painted XPS foam. As for the story, I just like the look of Red Skull Cap from Old Man Logan and thought the Gucci was a good body for it. What's making me happy in the toy community right now is honestly all the attention the toy community as a whole is getting, with ESPN doing that Andy's Room promo pic behind the plastic, joining the TPC crew, and all the new faces we're seeing on the Discord. It's a great time to be in the community, and I hope we keep growing and supporting each other along the way. As for promotion, I want to thank the Behind the Plastic and tell everybody to go sub to them on YouTube while they're there. Go follow, figuratively speaking, that Jaden hosts with Toy Mirth and Arson Fist. So there you go. Boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Thank you, Jaden. Awesome job, man.
Great film, man.
And no chewing. Did you mess with our Gucci Captain America yet? Since you have mine,
I've played with mine. I've left yours in the plastic wrap.
I think you're playing two caps.
No, and if you want me to, I will test both of those caps as they fight each other.
Right.
Maybe one with Red Skull's head and the other one without. But they're both fantastic figures. I love the articulation. So
okay.
Well worth the $40 that we paid for those figures.
Yeah, that's nice. But congratulations, Jaden Ivory, coming in number 5. Awesome work.
Number 4.
Clone War 501st.
Well, Mr. Stevie, this is I was about to say. I know we like to, when we have a guest on, we do tend to pick it, let you get the details first. This is a star. This is right up your alley, I would assume.
Right there. I'm looking at it right now, close up, because again, I want to know what that's a traditional tank. That's not. Sorry, I'm ridiculous. I'm more interested in looking at this than actually talking to you lot about it.
That's okay.
All good.
I want to know what tank that is. What tank is that? That's a real world tank. Does he say? Or has it got it here?
I do have his answers. He might. I'm not sure.
Because I always scroll down because they usually have other pictures.
He does.
I'm sure
he tells you what. Okay.
He's moved it. I had a look earlier on and I swiped across and saw that it was a certain tank. Anyway, whatever. I like it that they mix universes. So like I looked at that and I initially thought, oh, he's got the Imperial tank that we did for Rogue One. And it's like, oh, no, it's not. That's not that. Okay, that's cool. What's that about? So I like the grassing. I want to know whether that's real grass or fake grass because the scaling's really good on it. It looks
so
realistic.
good.
Mm-hmm.
How did you do that? Where are you? Why haven't you got more information?
I think it's very seasonal too. It reminds me of farms and the little corn mazes.
Hey, my mother-in-law's house, she has this nice straw, like reeds type plants that I've also used for photography before.
Oh, very nice.
So that's what it kind of looks like to me.
This is an HM Armed Forces tank from around 2008. The scale's a little off for the Black Series figs. Oh, I didn't even know they were Black Series. I thought they were like vintage.
Oh,
that's why the grass scaling looks good. I was like, grass scaling's amazing for vintage, but it's Black Series.
Okay.
So he's got the.
Oh, so that's so funny. So I was doing my analysis of like a 6-inch line. You guys were thinking vintage Santas.
I don't know
The
why.
crap
I think-
scaling.
I was
That's
thinking
funny.
Black Stairs.
Okay.
I think because I looked at it and went, oh, it's the Imperial tank. No,
Sure.
it's not. It's 3 3/4. Oh, no, he's put another thing. And where did he found that? But it's 6-inch. So yeah, it's cool.
Got it. Yeah, really nice. I'm going to throw out, like again, triangle composition from a photography standpoint. Whether it's intentional or not, does a really great job of being able to pull in focus, especially when you have multiple subjects like this. So you have the little triangle between the different, stormtrooper heads. Or what trooper would they? I don't want to get in trouble.
Short troopers.
Short troopers. Thank you.
Oh. Well, he did get me some answers. He wrote, "Hi, Chris. I'm John. Thanks so much to everyone involved in the Toy Pick community for all the work and effort that all you guys put in. What's the story behind the picture? In my photo, I was trying to capture a wartime photography feel with no action, just the tank traveling along the jungle type area. I used Black Series figures, and the tank is from 2008 from the HM Armed Forces range. They had some great vehicles, which my son loved. Also in the shot is a Pirates of Caribbean old building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
and the grasses are just cheap pot plants.
Wow.
I would like to give No Chewing credit for the shot, as he was trying multiple figures in an adventure shot he did, and I thought I tried to add a couple more figures to mine, as I usually only have 1 or 2 in mine, and the vehicle. So thanks, Chewy.
There you go. Nice.
Cool. I like the way he's put the ruins in there in the back on the right, but without drawing attention to it, and the fact that again it's not centered, that he's coming into the frame. I'm also interested whether he's color corrected the tank, because the photograph of the tank in its raw state is quite a weird yellowy green. So I wonder if he's color corrected that to kind of
Oh, really?
fall in and match. Which is cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's neat. I like this one.
What's making you happy in the toy community right now? What's making me happy in toy photography is trying to make figures look as real as possible. I love when I show my wife or kids a photo and say, "Wow, did you take that?" I know it is a good photo then. Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah.
Nice job, John.
So good.
Coming in number 4.
Congratulations.
Great show.
Number 3.
Eddie and his toys.
Oh. Well, we've had, I think Eddie's work has graced us before, because
Definitely.
if you aren't following Eddie and his toys, he does a tremendous job with his work. And again,
And
just
it's an
another
amazing collection.
Yeah, and an awesome toy daddy, and he builds so many of his dios with his kids, and it's just so nice. I love getting to talk to Eddie whenever I get my chance. And this picture is fantastic. Now I don't know the figure.
I don't either. I think this is a 5K one.
Okay, so I was gonna say like maybe like a Limb Toys or something along those
Something like that.
lines, but yeah, just from again framing standpoint, like I love that the trees, we have the little Dutch tilt, got the 2 trees in there, but again, it's not a symmetrical. It just happens to frame the subject,
Mhm.
So it caught my eye right off the bat.
It's all about the lighting on this one for me. Like right at dawn or sunset, like fantastic. That sky is cool.
He's got some other shots where he kind of pans back and shows how he sets it up. I want to know what he's using for the backdrop. It's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it's a TV or is it a print? But like, it's some of his other shots. I don't know what it is.
It's so cool.
Really nice. It's like golden hour. My girls are always taking selfies. It's golden hour. It's golden hour. And it's like 6 o'clock. Quick, take photographs. This Eddie's got it spot on. Eduardo has got it spot on.
Is that what the kids say nowadays? Like it's golden hour?
Golden hour. Yeah, it's that sort of. Yeah, it's when the light is just right, so everything kind of smooths out and looks lovely, and everyone can look great on their social media.
It's the last hour before full on sunset.
Yeah.
And it's also the first hour of the day as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eddie likes his oranges, and like I often kind of like blur my eyes and just scroll down just to almost get like a color palette.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see how it changes. Like if you scroll right down, you can see how people evolve and change their photography, even just by the color palette they use.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Well, he did write back and he said, "What is the story behind the photo?" The story behind the photo was a Ronin preparing for an AM ambush
Okay.
during the first golden hour of the day. I
Hmm.
wanted to try to simulate that golden hour of photography. Wow, it's so topical. Just when the sun turns bright orange during the sunset, the grass was a fur rug I cut up. The
nice.
trees, yeah. The trees
Oh,
were made out
yeah.
of old
Yeah.
paper towel tubes. Wow, they look
Oh,
so
that trick.
real.
So cool.
They look so real. They have so much texture to it.
Yeah, so the trick is paper towels, and then you use hot glue up and down the paper towel, and then you paint
Wow.
it brown.
Oh, cool.
So you get that level of texture.
I want to see him. I want to see the rug just on its own, like how he's hacked it up.
Yeah.
Where he's chopped into it. It's crazy.
That is crazy. What's your favorite thing about toy photography? My favorite thing about toy photography is the creative ways you can express yourself, the great interaction with other photographers. I truly appreciate and value every opportunity to talk to them. Posting daily is tough, but it's worth it when people enjoy the photos. I hope to do this for a very long time. Thanks for the opportunity. Keep up the great work, guys. No, you keep up the great work, Eddie and his toys.
Yes. Beautiful. I'm gonna honor Eddie and go to the golden hour in my light up.
There you go. Ooh.
Nice.
Exactly the same. It's almost the same. It's awesome. It was a great piece, Eddie.
Nice job.
And there are two that are better. Oh, look at that. Jeez Louise.
Count Angel Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, because of this photo, I was introduced to this photographer. A ton of photos like this using the go-between light and mixed with the atmosphere. It's just, stellar work.
I love that window.
I love the craft behind it. I'm looking at how he's again, assume male. How they've made the attention to detail on the boards, how they've roughened them up and made them all crappy, even though they're overexposed, lit from behind. You can't really see them, but just the attention to detail is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I love that little rat that's just like staring at him.
Oh, and this is Angel.
Oh, that's awesome.
The person in the chat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
You nailed that posing, by the way. Like that is
Yeah.
just the perfect sun,
The
like the
sun.
like in toy form again, like the perfectly the most naturally posed version of freaking out that the sun is.
He's shrieking back. He's like, golden hour.
It's so great.
Golden hour.
Damn it.
But yeah, this lighting is just, it's crazy. It's crazy good. It's literally, whenever I think I get one side of lighting down, I see a picture like this. I'm like, I gotta go back to formula. I gotta figure this all out again.
Back to formula. Dramatic imbo. Back to formula.
The
Well,
grain,
and how-
the grain on it's good as well. Like the whether he's done that with an ISO or whether he's put it in afterwards, I can't tell.
Mhm.
But it's cool.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that. It brings out all the lighting and the atmosphere.
Yeah.
My name is Angel, and I was born and raised in SoCal. I've been doing toy photography for 3 years or so. What's the story behind the picture? The story behind the shot is very simple dio, all handmade by me using foam and popsicle sticks for the boards on the window. Wow.
Great job.
And the shot surprisingly only took 10 minutes to set up and complete, which is funny because most of my shots take around 5 to 10 minutes to set up and shoot. I use atmosphere aerosol, no chewing 15, all caps at checkout. I used atmosphere aerosol to capture the light hitting Nosferatu. The original post shows the making of the dio and behind the scenes as well.
Nice.
Very cool.
What's making me happy in the toy community right now is the amount of creativity that goes into photos. I've noticed recently I've been admiring more photographers that take a creative approach to photography rather than being all spectacle. And hell, thank you so much. I hope. Oh, you're still here. Awesome. So great. I feel like Nosferatu when I see that sign. Really amazing job. Fantastic job.
Such a killer shot. Such a killer shot.
Yeah. Wow. I love the little rat standing up. I think that's from the NECA pack, isn't it? But or it could be from the Nosferatu pack. Well, congratulations. Here we go to number 1.
Number 1.
1. Shaliza.
Shaliza.
Is it?
Yes.
Shalazarna.
Shaliza?
Right? I remember I got this right the
Shaliza?
first
You're
time.
always right, and I'm
Yeah, you're
always
always
wrong.
right.
I
And
want
then
to
you guys
say
always-
Shaliza, and so I'm like, I'm
Shaliza.
wrong every time.
Shaliza.
Shalaza.
Shaliza.
Shalaza is her first name, and
Yes.
then Ernas.
Got it.
She
From
is
Malaysia?
another spectacular toy photographer. She's one of the the Toy Pick community nominators too. Again, all of the way the top 10 shakes out is just through the votes from the community. That's just amazing how it worked out. And I mean, Shaliza, she kills it. The kinetic action and movement she gets in all of her shots. She's another one that I love looking at her behind the scenes reels, because even though I haven't done any of the messy stuff that she's done with dirt, rock, stone, water, all that, like it makes me want to one day. Like I just haven't done it yet, but she gets in there and she just has so much fun with her stuff.
She makes it look so easy too.
Yeah.
I love it because if you look at her behind the scenes, it's like so messy and natural, and it looks like she's having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Well, it pours out through her work. So yeah, this is an Arson Fist to say, I love this shadow gallery is insane.
Yeah,
She's
it really
here
is.
tonight. That's awesome.
she's
Thank
here.
you for joining, of course. Oh my god. So yeah, anything that you want to say specifically about this particular, because I was just showering her whole account with love. She's a wonderful person.
Is Shaliza, I've read she's Malaysian. Is she in Malaysia or is she in this country? Do we know?
No,
I believe she. I
Well-
definitely know she's in another country. I don't know
Yeah.
where.
Cool.
If you'd like to share Shaliza, please do.
If you want, I
Shaliza.
just love the fact that it's a global thing, that are getting people in different time zones, and you kind
Mhm.
of go.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and that's what.
It's mid morning for them if she's out there, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Malaysia.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, and you're here. Oh.
Always appreciate you having coffee and joining us talk about
Yeah.
photos.
Shaliza was here. Shaliza was one of the first people to join. I remember her joining. I remember seeing the name.
Yeah.
That's an unusual name. That's a cool name.
Yeah, that's what's great about the Toy Pick community. It is very global. We have people all over the world. It's fantastic.
I like trying to find if there's different styles, different kind of cultural styles, and like how things are photographed. Like there's cultural styles in food and anything that's creative. There's always different approaches. I run annual innovation summits with Marvel, and we make sure we have people from like 5, 6, whatever many continents we can get, and the ideas that come in are always different. They always have a certain approach. So I'm trying to, I can't look straight away and go, oh, there's a style, but I'm fascinated by that, the sort of cultural influence on taking figures of toys, which everyone's got,
Right.
in a different way.
And that's such an amazing thing to do, to get different perspectives from different countries, different people, because not one perspective is the right one, right?
Yeah.
What's disturbing on the picture in this photo, I want to show how Naruto often utilizes his signature technique called the Rasengan in his battles against villains. I apologize if I butchered that. The impact of the Rasengan, is highly destructive, capable of causing significant damage to both the target and the surrounding area. It is known for its ability to penetrate defenses and deliver a powerful blow. I took this photo during my lunch hour break, and I found a quiet spot in the back of my restaurant. Wow, do you have a restaurant? The scene is already abundant with natural props like rocks, sand, and soil, and adds a natural and textured element for the photo shot. I decided to use this natural props in this photo to add an authentic feel to the images. I'm using one reflector to enhance the lighting on Naruto. Oh, amazing. And to add an extra touch, I used an air duster to create the magical flurry of debris in the air.
Nice.
Man, such a great photographer, and the addition of practical effects is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that it's very even, the blast. It's not like sometimes you get, if you shoot out of an air thing, you get a very specific kind of triangle where it hits and flies up. It's almost like she's placed it. It's like placed over the top. It's really great. The way that the legs go out focus, it just looks, it's really clean in a dirty way. That makes sense.
That does. I know. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. I found it behind the scenes now. There we go.
There you go. Real quick, like just to go through some. So Wade Create is hitting with the smiles. Send the giant man so she can promote it in a shot. Josh Brown hit her with the fire and the follow. That's awesome. Steve Morrow, culture and upbringing influences of vision and perspective. Absolutely.
Well said.
Yeah. Red Dog 5, thanks for joining us this evening. Most definitely, there's so many different styles around the world. I've noticed that over the years. So it's just wonderful. Again, there's no one right way or wrong way of doing this stuff.
And the fact that she took it in a lunch break from working in a restaurant or her owning a restaurant, whichever. I come from a family of restaurateurs. You don't have much time. So to be able to go, oh God, I can take a break before the next lot of customers come in. Oh, what should I do? Oh, you know what? I'll just go and create something. Grabs an air can and does it. That's testimony to her passion. So
yeah,
if I was wearing a hat, I'd take it off. So nice one.
Yeah.
Last question. What are your favorite thing about toy photography? As for me, toy photography is a creative outlet that allows photographers to combine their love of toys with their passion for photography. It offers an opportunity to tell stories, create visual stunning images, and tap into one's imagination. Additionally, toy photography can be a way to express nostalgia or evoke emotions. Many people have fond memories associated with certain toys from their childhood, and capturing them in the photos can bring back those feelings of joy and nostalgia. It can be a way to explore themes such as innocence, adventure, or even social commentary by using toys as symbolic representations.
Yep.
Well, we definitely feel it through your photography, Shaliza. Fantastic job.
Yay. Congratulations.
That's it for our top 10. Fantastic job, everyone. You did a great job. And thank you, Mr. Stevie, for helping us talk about those.
What an amazing, there we go. What an amazing evening. Seriously, Mr. Stevie, thank you so much for giving a part of your life to hang out with us, talking about toys and toy photography. This has been a blast, my friend. God, we had to do this again. I mean, I know you're in high demand, but I look forward to our next time already. This one hasn't even ended.
I know. I totally agree with you.
No, it's cool. In all seriousness, I love what you guys are doing, and I think showcasing the talent that's out there, no matter the level, no matter the profession, no matter the location, the gender, whatever, is really important. So you guys do this every week, right? This is episode 46, if I'm not mistaken. So you've been doing it a while. So thank you for keeping the heart beating in the toy photography community. So
it's late. We are now at our witching hour. It's all of us. I know. This is the Toy Daddy witching hour. This is where,
in all seriousness, it's people like you that keep this community buzzing. So don't stop.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Well, just like every show, we have our feature giveaway. Chewy, you do such a wonderful job explaining what this is.
Yeah, so if you would like to enter the list, it's a Fast Pass feature giveaway. Whoever wins can, choose a photo from their past or a new photo that they want to shoot, and it will be featured on ToyPicCommunity, entered in this weekly thing that we do, maybe ends up on the show, or what we've seen in the past, people pass that forward, so to give that feature to a photographer that you think needs to, deserves a little bit of spotlight itself. All good, all are welcomed. People that are on Yimbo stream may need to jump over here to. So I push the button.
Good point. Yes, we are doing the simulcast. So, and I put that in my description this time, just a little reminders. Again, you just want to chill back and you've been listening to us for the last couple hours. Stay there. It's all good. But if you want to make sure, if you want to be in the Toy Pick community main chat, if you want a chance for this feature.
And wherever you are, please click like, subscribe, click that notification bell so you never miss any content like this. As we wait for people to type in hashtag #ToyFanTalent, we should explain what that means. Mr. Stevie curates an Instagram page through this hashtag, and it's really great, showcasing a lot of different talented artists within the Instagram community. So a little shout there.
Yeah, Stevie, what would you give? You could also enhance the promotion of this.
Well, it's funny because I don't know how this thing works as draw. When this came up, it said Toy Fan Talent. I went, oh, it's my hashtag, and it said 0 entries. And I was like, oh, that's crap. No, this is my attempt at doing what you do, and you put way more time and effort into yours. But Toy Fan Talent is just a way of showcasing all toy art. Not just toy photography, toy graphic design, toy logos, toy customs, anything within the toy arts that I personally feel is of a high standard, or perhaps more importantly, trying to bend the norm or change the norm or try something new or try something different. I also enjoy progress when people try, and I don't just look at one photo. I look at their whole account like I've been showing you, and I scroll down and I go, they've really tried some different things, right? They need a shout out. So it's important to spread the love.
That's awesome. That's great.
So true.
Just to let Red Dog 5 and Josh Brown know, just make sure you switch over to the TPC YouTube channel and then type in the hashtag #ToyFan.
Yeah, and we'll give you that time too, everybody. Don't you worry. If you've been hanging out, thank you so much for however you've been enjoying the show tonight. Whether again the simulcast is just to help continue to increase our circle of the toy community. So just make sure you're in the Toy Pick community right now over here for the chat.
We'll wait, and while we're there, we did have an important question from 88 Figs.
Yeah.
Did I miss any development on Laser Man?
Mr. Stevie's not going to come back if he keeps hearing Laser Man.
Unfortunately, the strike that's going on has put to bed any hope of a Laser Man movie. I'm very sorry. They can't come to an agreement. That's just the way it is.
But I believe the writer's strike has been settled. So that's why I have said
today.
Mr. Stevie, why don't I just share with you like a little tidbit of chapter the Laser Man Heart of Friendship. That's the first chapter that we're calling it, the Heart of Friendship. Let's see, where should we start? This is just right in the middle of it. Or no, let's go right in the beginning. We see a picturesque farm surrounded by green fields, a large farmhouse, and a young boy with his pail. Meet Larry Laserman, the son of a wealthy dairy corporation CEO. Larry, a teenage boy with a cow milking pail, looks determined. Larry walks through the farm as he does every day. The sun is shining and he looks to start his day to milk his cow. Larry's father, Victor Laserman, off screen yelling, "Larry, you got to learn the ropes of the business. You can't just milk cows all day." Larry's father, a stern businessman, can be heard from the farmhouse. Larry ignores his father, and as he walks through the farm, he passes the grain silo to say hello to Bob. "Hey, Larry." "Hey, Bob, how's the grain?" "Bob?" Bob says, Larry, just grain." Larry and Bob laugh as if they had the same exchange each and every day since being on the farm. This is great, isn't it?
I'm enjoying it. I love Bob's motivation for grain watching.
Well, it's just a little Easter egg because, spoilers, Bob turns into Grain Master later in the
son of a bitch.
So
I never liked Bob.
We'll build in.
Let it grain vengeance.
So just going back, there is a secret base hidden in Greenville or wherever, Green Meadow, and it's a top secret forge. They call it the Forge. Hidden deep within the sprawling landscape of Green Meadow, nestled amongst rolling hills and concealed by lush forests, lay a clandestine government facility known only as the Forge. The Forge was a place where the boundaries of technology, advancement, and secrecy blurred. A place where engineers and scientists toiled in silence, crafting weapons of unparalleled power and defense. Yeah?
There
What do
we
you
go.
think?
And they also milked cows
Uh,
quietly because you don't want to milk cow noisily. That is not a good idea.
no, it's got to be in silence.
Right. And so it's like that's a lot of udder you got to tweak. You don't want to be making noise. You got to do it nice and quietly and respectfully.
Ah, this is like a dream.
I can't wait.
This is a dream.
I want to hear the
This is a
next
dream,
story
everyone.
Oh my god!
Actually,
This is
I
a
quite
dream.
like. How did you say the surname? Laserman.
Laserman. Yeah,
Laserman.
Larry Laserman.
Larry Laserman. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, well, I won't go into more.
Thank
Keep
you.
the audience wanting more. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. We did have an M. McKinney question earlier. Question in a war: who's winning, Star Wars Mandalorians or Predators?
Predators. That one's tough.
Multiple Predator.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Can predators have jetpacks?
Can we read M. McKinney's next question? Keep
Do
going.
they have jet? I think. Can predators fly? They don't have jetpacks. Do they have jetpacks in any of the?
No.
I mean, like I immediately want to say Mandalorians.
Just from the air power, superior air power. Although they tend to run out of gas quite quickly.
Right, and because then there's that.
I mean, they don't move. From all the live action shows, they don't move very quickly. They rely on the armor protecting them from getting shot.
And then in the armor, there's a lot of exposed.
Yeah.
Like they're very confident that armor's going to catch a blast.
A good shot too.
I mean,
they're not like Imperial troopers.
Yeah, I think that Predators are taking it. But my
think
initial
Predators
thing was
visible.
Mandalorians, but I think I think you're going to see a lot of pulled out spines.
I mean, they have. Yeah. They have bombs capable of an atomic bomb, I want to say, or even like a fraction of that, right? In the end of the first Predator.
It takes out
that
the whole forest.
Yeah.
Napalm.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty powerful. I don't know if a Mandalorian armor can
But then
last that.
one was beaten by Danny Glover.
That's
Right.
true.
And
Very
there's
true.
that.
I can't remember how he beat them in the end.
Yeah.
They have issues with mud.
That's so true.
Everybody needs a kryptonite. Everybody needs a weakness. Right? You got keeps them interesting.
Yeah.
That's
very
hard.
true.
I don't know. It's not clean cut, that question.
We do have a second question. Mr. Stevie, can you confirm
Oh, go away.
the official Laserman movie? Laserman confirmed is in.
I have never
Phase 10?
seen MCU with period.
There's no Iron
I think
Man.
that's the first time I've ever seen it written like that. Should have a period after the U then in that case. Phase 10. I will give Kev a ring right now. I say, no, I can't do that. Yeah, I'll give him a ring. Boom, that was close. Yeah, I'll give him a call. Say, hey, Kev, I got something for you. Oh, man, you won't believe it. And he goes, is it that milk bloody hero thing again? I went, oh, Chris has already told you.
You've already heard this pitch.
By the way, looking at the chat real quick, on hell. But yes, by all means, take that idea. Like it's sometimes we just say things that you're right. That would be a very epic shot of a predator holding a decapitated spine with the Mandalorian helmet. So yes, by all means, somebody make that happen because that would be awesome. And 88 Figs, ciao bella. Just a little, hey, I see you, buddy.
He is currently in Italy watching us, 6 hours ahead and very early morning. So
yeah,
hi 88.
Gets that ciao bella.
You're still.
All right, what do you think? We drawing this bad boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Clicking away.
Steve
Oh,
Morrow.
Steve Morrow.
Oh, you don't sound very, very happy for him, poor guy.
No, we're happy. Steve Morrow. What's up, man? Yeah.
Steve Morrow's.
Oh, Steve.
It's true. You did hit him with the Steve Morrow.
Oh,
Is he irregular?
I
Steve
didn't mean it
irregular.
that way.
No,
No,
it
I
was-
like Steve
no,
Morrow.
joke.
Hey,
I'm
it's
joking,
Steve Morrow,
I'm joking.
everybody.
This is the witching hour, the Toy Daddy witching hour.
It's gonna seem bad now because I'm also gonna say I'm gonna click the button again so we could give another fast pass feature away, but it's not because Steve Morrow got the first one. It's just because we have a lot of people in the chat.
Nice. Let's do it up.
Do it up. Because
Because
Chewy
we
was not
can.
happy with Steve Morrow. Just
I
kidding.
want to see.
No, we have
high
this
energy
is,
for the
this
next
is
winner.
a nice amount of Poppin'
Poppin'
Mulan.
I'm gonna
There
give it
we
with the same
go.
energy. Poppin' Mulan.
Oh, pop in Mulan.
That was good consistency. No, Poppin' Mulan. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
That's a
Both
cool
of
name.
you reach out to me. We'll work together, and whatever photo you want to select or even pass forward, however you want to do it, reach out to me. I'll push those photos ahead. So thank you both.
Yeah.
Mulan.
Once again, Mr. Stevie, thanks so much. for
Not
joining
once
us.
again. Don't tell me another bloody Laser Man story.
Oh.
I've had 6 tonight.
Oh man,
Oh, I see you're saying goodbye.
This is
I
great.
understand.
this is great.
Giant Man is currently sitting at 6,313.
Whoa, that's a lot. That
We
when
had
before
13 in this last hour.
did
So
you?
That's all right. Yeah, we were. Yeah,
That's
keep
awesome.
going, people.
Yeah.
It'll tick up.
Yeah. Remember, if I don't know, if it looks cool to you and it's at a price point that you can swing, back it.
Definitely. back
If you don't, there's no reason to hate on it because there are people like us that would like it. You know? Like, I would like it, so maybe we just keep
If Giant Man doesn't back, there will never be any more Hasbros for any brand.
Yeah.
Crazy,
I just
crazy.
want it. Oh god,
joking.
that'll be the
Clearly
that'll
I'm
be the
joking.
start of the no, that'll be the start of my heel turn, my internet heel turn. I'll go.
That's what tips you over.
That's gonna be it. Giant Man.
I just want to thank the chat again for just being the most amazing, positive community that we all always have, and you brought so much humor, so many great questions, and just the enthusiasm tonight behind Laserman was fantastic. Thank you all.
Solid.
I'm gonna go and jump in that grain silo now.
All right, Bob.
See you.
And just one thing before I came on, I was like beat. I was like really tired, and it was a long day. It's been a long week, but man, during this whole thing, this whole chat, this whole stream, I just felt great. So thank you, Yimbo. Thank you, No Chewing. Thank you, Mr. Vian. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thanks for everything you did today, because it really turned my day around. So thank you.
Awesome.
Can I just end it on that or what?
What's that curtain on the left?
Yeah, I'm right next to my window. My wife just
All right,
came
don't
home, and I
open
know
that.
she
There's
doesn't
a
like to
little
be on the
small
camera.
doll behind it. Thanks for having me on, guys. Really appreciate it. Keep
Thank you.
doing what you're doing. You're doing a fabulous job. Deeply respect it and deeply appreciate it.
And follow us all on our YouTubes and our, I was going to say Facebooks, Instagrams. Yimbo reviews everything on Sunday. Toy Talk on Monday. TPC on Wednesday. We'll see you all next week for another episode of the TPC Top 10.
Unite my toy collectors, photographers, and more. We had some fun tonight, but we're out of pictures to explore. We thank you for your time. It was nothing but sublime. Though it's time to go to bed, don't be filled with dread. Because next week we'll be right here. Your Toy Daddies will appear to bring you joy and laughter every night and here on after.